just happy to be here.
What is up, beautiful people of the world?
Hello.
My name is Exact Change. Happy to be here today with my guest, Bendi.
Yo, what's cracking?
Yo. Lips is cracking. Not these, though.
A beautiful rainy January day.
Is that too bad out there? It's kind of nice. Kind of sprinkling. Just like a nice sprinkle is always nice. It's the rain that you can't even get through, that you can't even cut through with a knife. It's like the type that seems to come from up beneath.
Hurts my heart though. I like the snow.
So it's melting away your happiness. See, but this is what I say to people who love the snow. There's a mountain. Yeah, snow's up there.
True, and it's still happening up there.
Just go to the snow, and down here where we need to commute and play kickball and shoot skateboard. Those people need happiness too. But have you gone already up to the mountain and done some boarding?
Yeah, I've been going up there to Schweitzer. So for working at Zoomies, they give me a free season pass to go to Schweitzer. So as a store, we get 2 passes, so we can always take turns going up there or whatever.
Dude, how's working at Zoomies? That's badass. They give you fucking Schweitzer passes?
It's chill.
That's pretty dope.
It's all right. I've been there for like 5 years.
Really?
And I used to be a manager, and now I just do like lead sales. So I'm there like 2 days a week now. So it's not so bad, but retail is just shitty, bro. I was super
Do you have to deal with any like dickheads? I always think it's fascinating when you're thinking about like places where people, like, when you work at a weed store and you're like, people are rude. Like they're getting weed. Like at Zoomies, you wouldn't think people would be dicks at all.
It's dads mostly that don't like me, I've noticed.
Really?
Yeah. But overall, yes, you deal with dickheads and like.
Because you're their daughter's nightmare.
My store.
Or their nightmare for, they're like, look at this guy. He's working at Zoomies with his hair. He's going to date my daughter.
Exactly. No, but when you walk into the mall, it's like the food court. And then Zoomies is right next to the food court. So a lot of like little kids just like are always running in there. And it's like kind of annoying to deal with like a lot of the kids. Because kids these days suck.
So I just thought they were on their phones the whole time.
They are, or they're little shits. It's like there's no in between. It's like you're either like disrespectful and a guy do something like stupid to like have fun, or they're like stuck on their phone and snobby and like don't know how to be social.
It's like I'm trying to fucking talk to you, kid. They're trying to do a TikTok video.
Yeah.
They're like, come on.
When I do get a nice kid though, it's tight.
Like a nice, smart like kid that's just like asking questions and trying to learn shit. You're like, whoa.
I always like will tell the parents like, hey, your kid's good. Like
he's doing good.
Most of them out here aren't. I'll say that to parents all the time.
Especially the kids that go to Zoomies, bro.
Yeah.
Those are future potheads, and those are the potheads in the making right there, bro. Like
the funniest thing that happens at my work is it's like Thrasher is a brand, and they have like satanic symbols or whatever, and like somebody that's like really religious or something or doesn't understand will like get mad at me literally because
mad at you?
Yeah, like mad at me like, what, like you sell this? I'm like, yeah, dude.
keep this kind of close to your face if you can.
Oh yeah.
You can pull it forward a little bit too.
Cool, I'll do that. But
it's just crazy how they take it out on you, because that happens to me too. I sell weed, so I'm like, and people would take it out on me. I'm like, bro, I don't grow the weed. I don't own the store. What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Right.
You're out of it.
I just
Why
smile
are you
and
out?
wave in those situations. It usually doesn't last long. I'm like, oh really? Okay, and turn around and go find somebody else.
Like, why are you selling my kid satanic memorabilia?
Exactly. Or weed socks. You're gonna sell this? I'm like, yeah.
Well, he's not going to get high off of it.
It's funny because, like, I don't know. Of course, we're gonna sell it. It's trendy.
It is. I mean, kids like weed, man. Yeah. It's like I think that parents are just upset that kids are finding out earlier now with social media. Like, you can find anything now.
Well,
like
it's more acceptable now in general too.
In general, but I mean, like when I was a kid, bro, I had to like. I had to like get the dude. I used to shove pillows behind the.
First time you smoked weed, how old were you?
Like 16.
Right, I was 17.
But even just like when I was trying to find porn or like whatever I was trying to find, bro, like I had to shove a pillow behind the computer so it would muffle the dial-up sound, and I had to do it very, very late when my parents were asleep and I knew they weren't gonna hop on the phone randomly.
Or like when the commercials would come on at like 2 a.m. that like got the girls with the They're almost.
Oh, what was it like? It was like
You wait to
Nightline.
stay up late to watch those commercials.
Call us now. Yeah, there was a lot of hotlines back then.
Yeah.
You call a hotline, get a sexy voice.
Or if your parents had HBO on DirecTV or something, like after a certain time, you then...
See, my parents did not have HBO, bro. I was watching it between the squiggly lines. It was like back then, bro. See, now if you have Comcast or some shit and you have HBO, and you don't have HBO, it just says subscribe.
Yeah.
Back in the day, fucking squiggly lines, dude. You could there'd be a point when it would just clear up and you would just see a titty and just be like, "Ooh, dude, it was crazy back then, bro." You had to print off titties back in the day, bro. Like, because I was like, okay, search history cleared. How can I take this with me? So you have a printed just picture of a naked girl. You slip it in your
Adapted a little bit, and then you got nudes on your Razor phone.
Oh my dude!
I remember my first nude I got. It was on a Razor phone.
Oh, the first nude was on a Razor phone. The picture was like this big.
It's like pretty pixelated, but you could tell what was going on.
Yeah, it's like how many nipples she got? What is this? Fucking pixelation, dude. We're blessed now, dude. We're luckier than ever. Yeah. We're luckier than ever, dude. How do you feel about sending dick pics to people? That's just a weird.
Not about it.
No, I'm not about it either, bro. I feel like a lot of dudes do that, and I don't understand.
Have you ever seen the Blue Mountain State episode where they do that?
I haven't seen that show, actually.
It's pretty funny. But no, not about it.
It just doesn't seem like
it does
like a wise move. Like that's something that's really gonna be like.
And it's out. Like who knows who could get a hold of that? Like you sent it to somebody.
It's gone now. It's not even yours anymore.
It's not yours. Yeah.
Oh shit. See that? I don't have that kind of.
Like for different types of reasons, I could come back and like you don't want that.
I don't have that kind of confidence in my dick, to be honest with you. Like I don't have the confidence in my dick to send it to somebody and be like, "You have this forever." Like you could print it off. You could fucking put it on your wall, your Facebook wall.
It's turned into a meme, bro.
Oh, you could turn my dick into like a fucking all sorts of things. Like little cartoon characters.
Stop it.
It's horrible, bro. It's just, and people still do it. You got to have a lot of confidence. I feel like, you could show her like, you got a like a peck or something, or like a nice rounded shoulder that you could really like you've been working on, but then
or like almost show it, but not quite.
Yeah,
like that's more like
get her guessing.
You're making her like I have to.
I mean, if a girl just sent me a picture of her pussy, I would be like,
whoa, I feel like I already had it.
Very abrasive, just like a vagina just pops up on your fucking phone, like whoa, shit, oh my god, like by itself too.
Yeah, wow. Ass or tit pic, don't send me that. Yeah.
Because isn't that true though, too? With guys, we like a little mystery, a little sexy pose where you kind of see the booty or something like that. When you just
says a lot.
When it's a portrait of a vagina,
it's very forward.
I'm like, how often do you do this? This is pretty good. She got like a filter, a border. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a red flag in that one.
Yeah, it's just it kind of takes away the mystery. I feel like you got to have that mystery in there, man. Yeah. So last time we talked, you were doing Pig Out at the Park, and went to that. That was cool, man.
Interesting. That was interesting. It was cool.
Well, I mean, I know that sometimes, like when you do a show, you're like, I wish the sound was better, or I wish this was better. But you had a lot of people watching you, and you brought all your friends on stage, and it was like. Just that right there. Like when people just see something, even with its flaws, when something doesn't work, when people see that it's happening live right now, they're like, they appreciate it.
Yeah, there's some good things to take out of that. I loved having Dre Davis on the drums too.
Who's that? Dre Davis.
The best drummer in our city, dude.
Really?
Like, honestly, maybe one of the best drummers, expanding beyond that too.
Really?
You should definitely check his stuff out. Shout out Dre Davis. Word up.
Dre Davis.
He used to drum for Keenan Magic, I think, way back in the day. We did a show with him where he was drumming.
And he's done stuff for a few different like hip hop groups, and he also has his own solo thing, and he's involved with just so much stuff.
He's fire, bro.
Really good. Yeah.
Dre Davis.
So that was like cool to have him.
Get you on the podcast.
A lot of energy.
And then that's where I first saw Will, actually.
Willis the Realist?
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
He just belted out some shit. I didn't know he was gonna sing, and he just started.
The 2 blunts that I'm facing.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, like I was blown away, dude. And that's what made me want to get him on the podcast. Cause
my favorite part was the ending though, when and this is a song that I'm still working on. It's called I think it's gonna be called "Be Myself" or "Myself," or I might try to make something a little less cliche than that. But it's like me and Nathan Chartre came up with it. So I did. Came up with some lyrics. Went over to his house and he came up with the beat. But like we did like this thing where we opened it up for all my other artist friends to come on and like freestyle and do something for like 8 to 16 bars. And just the way it like ended up going, everybody spit flames. AJ and Brother Nature and myself, a bunch of other people got up there and did some shit. It was pretty cool. And then like
it's that organic.
Loved it as an outro. It was like each time before a new artist went, it'd go back into I don't want to be like anybody else, just want to be myself. And like getting everybody else to like say that.
Who's on the hook?
That was me.
You're on the hook?
And we all sing it. So like each time like a person came on, it was like more people were singing it. So like kind of like got more and more.
Oh yeah, so it built up. And dude, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it seems like you're the like kind of dude that does that shit. Like when we fucking worked with you, we did that little show. Like you wanted to bring everybody on stage and have the cipher. Yeah, dude, you're all about like the unity.
Yeah. I'm here for a good time
and
like
the community.
Having fun with my friends and stuff. There's times where, you know, you just do your thing.
So how long have you been rapping in Spokane for? I feel like I've been seeing you rapping for a long time.
I started rapping. First thing I ever did was freestyling, making fun of my friend when I was 17, coming home from the casino.
How old are you right now?
24. I just turned 24.
Okay. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. So that was the first time I rapped. Kind of found like, okay, I like this. Didn't know much about it. Then I brought it back after I was like 19 and a half. I played soccer for a year, and then I was like, had something kind of bring music back in my life. I met this person who rapped, and then he kind of like re-sparked my interest. So then since 19 to now, I've been kind of like really focused on music and making songs and putting them out, and like
it's a lot of fun, right?
I lived in Coeur d'Alene at the time when I first kind of discovered, okay, I really like this shit. And then I moved to Spokane when I was 20, I think. And I've been here in the Valley since.
So wait, you were born in Spokane or what?
Yeah, I was born in Richland.
Oh, in
Washington.
Richland. Okay.
I've been in Spokane area most of my like life.
But you lived in Coeur d'Alene. Okay, that's cool.
Just for college for you, yeah.
So you have a network that kind of expands over into Idaho and whatnot.
A little bit. It's gone away though, because a lot of it was just like people who came into town and now have left and done their own thing. So some have stayed, but not a whole lot.
Well, and it's college. That's how it is too, right? As people are just from all over.
Yeah, I have met some of my best friends from NIC though, which is where I went to college, and they're still to this day like some of my best friends.
So it's like for 19 to 24, so 5 years strong. That's not that long, but how fun is it to just create?
I love it.
It's
the best.
Just in general, not even just music, but you created like an event. You create events. You just had an event, right? Like it was like the beach vibe one.
That wasn't my event. I was kind of a part of it a little bit.
What was it called?
It was December Luau. That was YP that threw that event. And I was just kind of did a set for that one. But before that was the show with you guys, the October show.
Yeah, that was fun.
And took a break. I was going to do another show in between that. But I wanted to really get some things like organized for this year. So this year we're going to have a couple shows. I have one in April at Lucky You. I can't give out too many details because we're still finalizing everything.
Oh, I like that little mystery.
And then June, we're looking to throw something all ages because Lucky You obviously is a 21 plus. And then another thing I think we're gonna do is for Jordan Taylor's album release, we're gonna kind of throw an event and maybe rent out a building, maybe Lucky You again, and do like a EDM like hip hop show or something like that. But this year I do want to start like experimenting with a couple other things and eventually want to get away from just hip hop events. Whether it's like a collab with other companies or start to dip in with other artists.
Well, how do you like Lucky You, man? Have you done a show there yet?
I've done a show in the basement and I've attended shows in the upstairs.
Dude,
and it's a vibe. And it
the
sounds
downstairs, I haven't done anything down there, but very vibey.
I did the Carnage the Executioner show with Brother Nature.
And how was it? Because I know the stage is like this far off the ground.
It's cool. It's like personal.
It's like a tiny little... It's like a curb.
You can like say what's up to the bartender literally from the stage.
Oh, dude, the bar. it's got a vibe of like a
speakeasy,
like a speakeasy,
yeah,
like
so
some kind of underground. Yeah, we performed on the upstairs, and the sound is super nice up there.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys went hard. I went to that show.
That shit was
Oh,
fun.
you did? That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
He
right.
was gigging hard in the front row.
Oh, yeah.
I shouted him out
He
in the
shouted me out in
freestyle.
the freestyle. That's right.
Out of the bag. Man, I got to do another show. I miss doing that.
I know, dude. They become addictive, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys want to be a part of one of those events too, like I honestly, if like I had a list of Skeem'n Ent supporters, y'all are towards the top, if not the top, as far as what I represent locally.
You're gonna have to reach out to our manager.
Like when you like the when you're about to do a show, and you're fucking going on in like 2 hours. And you kind of like got to take a shit a little bit.
That's never happened to me, bro.
That doesn't happen?
No.
I got to shit all the time, bro. I got to shit like 7 times a day when I have a show, bro. I don't know what it is. I get so nervous like every second up to the show, except for the second I step on the stage, it all goes away. Yeah. But every second leading up,
I get nervous, but I definitely get nervous.
And I have to take a shit. I don't know what that is.
Nervous poops, bro. It's a thing.
That's a thing for me, I guess. Everybody's different.
For me, it's I've recognized that it's good. And at first, I think it took some time to realize it, and like now I don't like really feel it the same way I did, even though it is the same thing happening. I think, but like you said, right once you start to do it, it's like, oh, this is it. Like I'm feeling it.
You're committed.
You're committed.
It's kind of like
you see smiles on people's faces, and it just kind of oh shit.
It's a little fear. It's like when you're about to jump off of a big cliff, and you're just kind of like, and when you've committed in your mind, and you're like, listen, bitch, I'm gonna jump off this thing. It's fun, but it's just there is a little apprehension. Go ahead. I put that there because
dude, I'm already stoned.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were straight or not, so I just put it down, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I always try to like break it down psychologically. Like, why am I nervous? Like, I've done this before. This is fine. Yeah. This is easy.
Sometimes it's different for me. Like
I know my set. Like I'm excited, but I'm like, oh, but don't fuck anything up. Like it's like stop thinking about. Like it's fine. You're gonna have fun, And I just have to talk to myself about it. It's weird.
I don't know how good of a job I did about this with the show in October with you guys, but something that I do want to have be a part of Skeem'n shows moving forward is just have it like be like. Super like vibe. Everybody's like talking to each other and supporting each other and helping all the artists not be in a weird headspace type vibe. Because I've noticed that like depending on different shows I've done, like for example the December luau, I was in a really good mood. I feel like I had a good set, even though I was fighting losing my voice a little bit because I was with all my homies. Like we were all on the lineup. It was good vibes. We all like support each other.
Oh, that's so true.
Hard. Everybody was in the front row, like getting everybody lit for everybody's set.
Well, and before your set, you had a good energy around you.
Yeah, and there's been other times where I've opened up for a show, and I've met the openers, and they're all just kind of like, "Yeah, what's up, man?"
Just hella cool.
Just waiting for my turn to go rap and shit. And like I don't know, just and everything in the middle, and it's like the more like of a vibe it is, the more it just helps everybody.
So there's so many douchebags and crazy fucked up people in the world that everybody's so guarded all the time. So especially if you're an artist and you're going to a new city, I can only imagine that you would be like. Just assuming that everybody's whack until you meet somebody cool, which is like the wrong way to look at life. But it's like you get hardened by the shittiness sometimes.
Definitely been disappointed by certain people that I've met that I thought were going to be really cool and they weren't.
And they could just also not be cool.
But then you forget like sometimes like these are all people too,
And they're nervous and they're going through shit.
And it's a job, like it's not like
this is stop 17 of 40.
I still have expectations to a standpoint, to a degree, and like I feel like if I was ever in that situation, I would always be really kind to my people. But I also understand that like they have lives.
But there are some artists that I've met, and that so like when I went and met Devin the dude, bro, it's crazy. Like the whole like. If I had an energy like that before the show, I think I would have a much better show.
Yeah.
They just
vibe.
They don't give a fuck, bro. Yeah. They're just like drinking all day. Like it's like the show's at like
that's like
10.
the hardest thing to do, but like the most rewarding.
They just do it all.
Fuck.
They just do it all day, bro. They're like I go over there and they're drinking at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m. They're sipping on just some beers and just smoking blunts and just bullshitting all the way. And then they like take a nap. And then like 4 hours before their show, they're back smoking and drinking again. And they all of them all hang out and just keep each other in just like a really, except for the fact that like when Devin was about to go on stage, there were hella people that were getting into the back and just like in his ear. Like people that were like trying to,
this at?
Like this is in Seattle. And there was like people trying to pitch him shit. Like, yo, man, hey, listen, man, I'm telling you, man, got this mixtape, bro, fire. Yo, Devin, hey, yo. And I'm just like, dude,
I'm about to go perform.
Like, how is this guy in the right mindset with these people like in his ear, and he went out and killed it. So like, to me, I'm so vulnerable to just little shit. And you see, like, I saw a guy like that was just weathered, but he kept it cool, man. Like, he was like what you're talking about, like how you would be. Just, hey, what's up, man? Cool. Like, he was like too nice to everybody, to the point where people were pitching in businesses.
I love it. I love it.
But you're spreading that kindness. It's not like you're like trying to be cool,
right?
Like, you're trying to have an image. You're like, dude, listen, man, I'm having fun. I'm smoking weed. I got a set. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for coming out. Like, let's have fun.
I try to make that my vibe as much as I can. So we're still working on it, but like, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it is just being unapologetically you. You know, because we always fight with ourselves mentally. We're like, oh, am I doing this right? Am I? And then we look for other people to like validate it and be like, yeah, it could be better.
It's
and
a
you're
world
like,
of comparison, dog. It's the darkest thing. Like, I've been saying this for a while, but I even saw a couple memes today that were relating to it. Freaking meme culture, but it's so true. We're like scared to be ourselves, and it's such a vast majority, and it's only getting worse.
Well, having a movement to make that cool again, that's important to me. To make it cool to just be yourself.
Yeah, that's my entire goal with this shit. I hope that's what people see Bendi and Skeem'n Ent as. Like, oh shit, this may help me like look inside a little bit, be myself, like listen to what's happening here. Like,
the thing with like the content that I've realized like on the internet is that you have to, for people to be affected these days, you have to be like on their screen all the time. So much of it, or people just forget about. There's so many things going on. People are just like, oh yeah, that's right, this guy. You know, when it used to be, there was a little limited amount of talented artists and, you know, movies and stuff like that. Now it's just, there's so many, you can't even just me with artists. Like, this dude does the Matisse's picks, and there's so many artists out, bro. So many albums between like a local artist, between, you know, Mick Jenkins.
Shout out Matisse's picks, by the way. I like them. Yeah.
Yo, I love, dude. Matisse's picks is a great place to go to just find the newest hip hop.
Oh shit, I got you guys on it. So I'm starting to make playlists too. Well, I started one, and it's like called Pacific Northwest Hip Hop R&B or something. And you guys are on it. And I forgot to tell you, I'm still making it, but I'm gonna do like 120 songs. I'm gonna do like find 30 artists of the Northwest that are like kind of up and coming, and people I support for sure. And then I want to do like 4 songs per artist and kind of cycle through.
Dope, dude.
And then each day, what I do is I take the top song off the playlist and then re-add it, so it goes to the bottom. So the playlist has a new #1 song each day.
Smart.
So people can get a chance to get some plays in and stuff.
That way
it only takes a second to do that too.
That way it's not that same song. Dude, that's smart. So I like that, bro. I think that more people curating playlists, because especially if you're just, I'm a big fan of creating something that's local. And I just put myself in this position. If I just moved into Spokane and I was like, what kind of cool shit is going on here? You know, where's the cool playlist? Where's the cool podcast? Where's the cool venue? Where's the, you know, like, I want people to have access to that information. And the Inlander is super dope. You know, there just needs to be more than that for people to find cool shit.
Totally.
So like with Skeem'n Entertainment, you basically just like, what are all the services that are under that? Do you just throw shows? Is it like a record label?
It's evolving too. I obviously have been trying to narrow my workload a little bit more, because I've kind of been a little broad about a lot of things. But Skeem'n is a lifestyle. Skeem'n Entertainment LLC is my division of it, I guess. And so I kind of like, I'm going to be running the show side of things for now, ... whatever that means. And also like getting my t-shirt business started. So that's going to eventually be my main side of things, is I'm going to have my t-shirt side of stuff. Eventually, outside of merchandise, we want to do a lot more than that. Have like a lifestyle brand of clothing and different things.
Because you actually like, you do that for work, right?
Yeah, I do. So right now I work at Brunette Sportswear, and I've worked for a family friend company before that. So I'm gaining skills, and then I made an investment in some equipment.
In screen printing.
So once I have my own place, which hopefully happens soon, I can kind of start to do my own thing with printing. And I want to over time like develop that to be like kind of like my section. And then we've got visual artists. You know, I've got a couple people who are active with Decriminalize Spokane, which is something we're gonna hop onto and help out with as much as we can too.
What's that? Decriminalize Spokane.
We'll get into that. Save that note, Matisse, if you remember that. Gotcha. But being an activist is something I want to do, and I want to start actually, you know, acting on it more. I've had some ideas. I've been doing some things, and I think it's close to a point where we could actually start getting involved with some stuff. So that's going to be another big part of Skeem'n, but like I'm here to have fun, and I want to like.
So you're talking about participating in like, you know, giving back and stuff like that, and then kind of creating those opportunities too, like with shows and stuff like that.
And like each part of like this base of Skeem'n, not Skeem'n Entertainment, but just, you know, what Skeem'n represents is like each corner kind of like helps the other. So we'll have like hopefully in the future a few different types of artists that can maybe represent like music artists, and then we got Juicebox Design, John Wilson, my graphics designer, gonna start getting his work on the website and really run his stuff more. Hatcher Art, Grayson Hatcher, he's the one who did the Alien Babe t-shirts. Then my roommate and a good friend Silas goes Cloudy Headed. I know you guys probably follow him on Instagram thing.
Yeah.
So he's getting his thing started and starting to make stickers and magnets and kind of build his brand a little bit. And he's multi-talented. He's a producer, makes music.
Plays guitar and shit, I think, right?
He's kind of a bag of tricks for sure.
So, dude, all these people are under Skeem'n?
Right now.
So you guys are kind of building this team of like all this diverse talent?
Yeah, totally. And like through this, I'm hoping I can help these guys like build their things too, you know. I want John to be able to like get a lot of opportunities for graphics from all this and have it be like just a developing thing too for everybody, like, you know.
I do know because we're doing the same thing. So that's super cool, man. You know, slightly different, but man, that's beautiful, dude.
Well, yeah, shows is like the main thing that we do right now though. So like I said, we got 3 we're going to be doing this year. And then I want to start kind of like giving off that vibe outside of just music this year and let people know kind of the other things what we represent. And do different merch drops to kind of correlate with that. So we're going to try to do like 3 or 4 different merch drops this year. I want to do something called the water bottle campaign, get people to stop buying plastic and get a water bottle.
Oh, okay. I need to get I need to get on that, bro.
I feel it.
I need to get
Hey,
what do you have?
Right there. I got the same one as that one.
Is that yours, Matisse?
I don't know. I can't see it.
It's metal.
No, probably not. Probably not mine.
But I try
It looks just like that, kind of.
Try to keep this on me now because I noticed. I thought I was like, what's the worst thing what's my worst habit I do that's like not good for the environment? I was like always buying, not those. That's better, bro. I was buying like the just fat cases and like literally drinking like 4 of them a day. And just throwing plastic water bottles away.
I do buy like a gallon. I still buy a gallon every time I go to the grocery store. I buy 2-3 gallons of water, and I just drink a gallon a day. Yeah. But still, right here, man. What do you use, like a Brita filter?
I need to get one of those. No, just
tap water.
Wherever I get water, yeah.
Damn, bro, that's risky. That's very risky.
Not to be like stealing any thunder, but we definitely want to start a podcast ourselves too eventually in the future. It's something we've thought about for a while. Start getting a lot of just different types of like visual content. And then throughout this year, I'm hoping a lot more like structure develops, and we're working on our system right now. And I'm really like taking my time with this. I feel like deep down, like something's telling me that's right. I'm battling between that and thinking I'm a lazy piece of shit. But like, I've really just wanted to like get this right and like let the vibes like do what they need to do. So it's been 6 years that I've literally thought about this every day, like all day.
So it
doesn't even have a lot of like structure yet, and I'm like, this is the year where I feel like it's time to, you know, get that going a little bit more.
Like put things into action. I mean, it goes to show people that these things take a lot of time. And you know, you hear a lot of these cliche things.
To be right, too.
Oh, things take time. You know, all this stuff. But seriously, it becomes an idea, and then for you, because a lot of times you want to do it right. You want to do it your way. You want to make sure that that it looks nice, and yeah, a lot of that it's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of teamwork.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. You know what I mean?
And I want to be a part of a team. That's something that I wanted for a while, and I just kind of feel like it's healthy, like even like if you're an independent artist, like having a team is like crucial. Some artists out here really be doing things by themselves and they turn angry, bro.
Well, I mean, it's a grueling world for an artist anyway. Yeah. Like just being an artist, number one, you're not paying your bills with music, which is probably the most frustrating thing because that's all you want to do is to be able to just make music. And when you're not performing music, you want to be writing music, you want to be practicing your performance. That's all you want to do. And not every artist is a marketing genius. And in this day and age,
there's a lot of pockets of your artist life that you need to fuel money to if you're not going to take care of it yourself. And like most of them,
you need
don't take care of themselves.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
Or if it doesn't get done, then you see the result of it. It's like it's sad because it kills the art. That's what sucks about it because everything is money.
And most people go through that. And yeah, it's burning out is a thing.
Well, people lose the passion to want to make it because they're like, all they want is
what does
just
to really mean to make it? And that I like that's also like determined by your
I think that person. A lot of artists would be happy to pay their bills.
Just pay the bills.
To just make the money they make at their job that they're doing 40 hours a week. If they could do that, making and performing music, like I don't think a lot of people, like obviously you'd want to get better. If you ain't
touring, how do you make music? Merchandise or plays? Like what else do you really
and that's the other thing. Yeah, the other thing is that it's a huge investment. It's a huge investment, bro. It's like buying a house investment almost, where if you're gonna tour, you need to be able to not make money for a while and be cool with that, and then you also need to invest in your bus.
This is why I
or your
waited
van
6 years to do anything big too, man, because I want to not like do the wrong thing.
And I mean, your performance, like what are you bringing on the road? That's another thing. Are you bringing lights? Are you bringing, other musicians? Are you bringing a sound guy? All this stuff costs money. The thing you're moving in costs money. The show costs money. Like you know what I mean? Like there's just so many layers where it seems like back in the day it was easier to do, and now it's like more accessible, but so much more complicated because it's like, all right, yeah, you can just write a song and record a song at the studio and put it out on SoundCloud.
If you don't got an in with some bigger artist who's like clearly going to get people to show up, it's definitely a gamble too.
Well, that take you under the wing is definitely...
It's a growing Northwest, is the growing with its support with hip hop and music in general for sure. But it's still like not to a level where if you're not with a really big artist, like it's hard to say you're going to get on a lot of people out to these shows.
It's crazy to see certain artists like be successful with it. When you see like the Sam LaChows, like, dude, have you seen that?
Either you got to be able to talk to people or have somebody else who can really talk to people for you.
I always wonder what it is. I'm always just like, I just always assume they must have a fire team. Like
or just everybody's doing their job right.
Because there's no fucking way that one person can do everything. I think we can agree on that.
You go a little crazy. Like I feel like it's possible. I feel like some people do it, but like,
you can do a lot, but eventually, like you said, you're going to be like,
kind of like like I said earlier too. Like those people turn angry. Like
yeah, because you gotta, dude. Imagine I got one job. I'm fucking stressed out, bro. You got fucking 12 jobs.
Like Russ, I love his music, but he seems kind of angry. Like, and I'm just like, man, like get some little more help maybe.
See,
shout out Russ though too because.
But I don't understand because people that are that rich, you have no reason to be angry. You could just stop making music right now and just open a fucking bakery or something and just do that for the rest of your life if you wanted to. Like you could have
the ego broadens to where it can go once you get really involved in this industry.
That's so true.
Like right here, and then you get a little bit of this and that, and it's just, whoa, shit, and some people don't go out like your life, like J. Cole don't, but like a lot of the people, but.
And I think that, like, remember there was like a Logic interview where he was like, I don't go outside, I don't fucking hang out, you know what I mean? I just don't fucking go outside. Like I stay, you know what I mean? And like I feel that on another level, bro, because I don't want to give my energy out and I don't want people in my ear. I like to be able to control what I'm consuming. And when I'm doing a lot, I get in a lot of situations where I'm just consuming bullshit. So I think that whether you're like just anybody in the world, you want to protect your energy. Everybody wants to protect their energy, man. And that's why we have 4 friends.
That's facts, important things.
You know what I mean? That's why we got 5 friends, 4, that's why it's like, oh yeah, my circle's tight. That's why that's a thing, because it's just like, you can't, when you have all these other people, you're getting all these other people shitting in your ear about their day or their.
You don't have to be physically active to be using your energy. And that's something that I've really realized is that like you have a mental weight and capacity of things too. And like, you wake up, right, and you get yourself going, boom, here's your ball, here's your energy ball. It's gonna like shrink throughout the day, and like if you give yourself an opportunity to be in spots where it's not going to be shrinking quickly, like you're going to be able to use more for yourself and for like the more positive side.
Well, and there's ways to like kind of fill your cup in a sense too, where you're around people that not only don't take all the good energy away and drain your energy, but you have people that fill your energy. You have people that are challenging your brain to want to go to another creative space or to take it to another level. Like that, being inspired is like one of the most powerful things. That's what happens to a lot of people. They get real down and out because they beat themselves up, and then they get a little bit of confidence and they get inspired. And that's when crazy dope shit happens, because you're all the way down when you have nothing, and then you just see somebody making it look easy, or you see, something inside of you. You just get this burning passion to want to do better, to want to get after
what the gorge
something.
does to me, man.
Is that like your reset?
Yeah, it's kind of my reset usually.
When is that? Summertime?
Yeah, typically.
What do you do? What do you go
I'm
see?
I'm a raver. We talked about this in the last episode. I go to the raves and like Base Canyon, Paradiso and stuff. I love it.
There's lots of booty there. I totally understand, bro.
There's lots of booty, but that's nice. But
I mean, that's just, look, it's not even that. It's not even like a main topic of discussion, but it's just like, there's just lots of booty everywhere too. That's, like a cherry on top, So explain to me, dude.
And snowboarding too. So I got my summer thing is like I do that and I skate, and then like snowboarding in the wintertime.
What draws you to like that scene, the EDM, the rave,
It's the love, man. All about the love.
But really, people are just very like, everybody's just.
And it's not even like
very nice.
It's not even like the direct love like from like one person. Like I mean, it is sometimes, but like just the overall like energy, just like it's like sick. Like I'm out here and like it's full. I'm always inspired. Like the artists are like usually pretty humble, cool people.
It's really weird how when so many people are in a room just being nice to each other.
I don't like going to indoor
all of a sudden
raves,
there's a whole.
The room thing though, not a room. It's
So
like
what's a bad like?
is so much better.
What's an indoor rave that's just too much for you? It's like freak night.
Show, like freak night or whatever it's called. Yeah, freak show, whatever. Freak night.
So that's inside.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
like WAMU theater or some shit.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I would still go to them sometimes, like not that one, but like an indoor rave, or if some artist I like comes to Spokane, like I'm gonna go see it.
Like the knit is the worst, bro.
It is. For that type of stuff, it is.
It's the fucking worst for any event. If I have to pay general admission, I have to go into the knitting factory, and I can't fucking go smoke a joint and come back in.
I hate that I can't escape when weird shit happens.
Anything.
When I'm outside and something weird's happening, I can get out. Like I can go away, but sometimes I get surrounded by people that are too high or sweaty or something's weird.
And you can't see, the thing is that you can't leave and come back. It's like you have to make
no, and exactly, you can't leave. Yeah,
you have to make a committed decision.
You can go in the bathroom, and then the
bathroom.
bathrooms are disgusting too, and it's full of people in there usually.
Yeah, and then there's eyes on it because they know people are smoking in the bathroom. So anything you're trying to do in the bathroom, people are like, "Oh, hey, what?" You know, there's people lurking around. People. Yeah, I don't know. When you're in VIP, it's nice because you can just go out, you can smoke, you can come back in. There's bars up there. Like, and
I still do heavily support that whole scene though, and like I think it's really cool that how much EDM is growing in Spokane, and all these shows are happening at the Pin, at the Knit, and everything. Like,
is the Knit the only place that does that?
No, the Pin's been doing a lot of EDM shows.
No,
too.
I mean that won't let you come back into the show when you leave. It's got to be like the only place in town.
Yeah, I think so.
What is that?
Get that VIP, I guess.
But what is that though? Like, is that people like?
It's just
is that protecting something?
I understand. It just could get too much. The capacity of it's so much more than other places too. So I mean,
why can't I come back in? What does that mean? I bought my ticket. It's like if I wanted to go.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You should be able to come in and out. Fuck that.
But there's got to be a reason, right? Do you know?
Matisse, you got something?
I guess. I mean, you have to get wanded when you go through, and so I guess if you go out.
You could be grabbing.
Concerned maybe you're grabbing shit.
Re-wand.
I mean, they might. The thing is, it's a lot of resources to have to re-wand a person coming back in. I guess so that takes up a lot of time. There's people still trying to get into the
Extra
venue.
job.
I've seen those security guys. They're not doing shit.
Right, that's true. They used to have a smoking deck though at the Knit. You could go out, and then they stacked a bunch of chairs out there. You can't get out there anymore.
See, that was legit.
It was you could get out. You were still in and playing by their bullshit rules, but you could get out.
People get anxiety and sometimes they need to go smoke.
I just want to smoke, dude. I'm watching. Okay, so I went to Atmosphere, right? Yeah. And it was fucking sold out.
Packed.
And it was fucking packed, bro. And I was in general admission. And like by the time you even get to Atmosphere set, like you can't fucking breathe in that motherfucker. You're just breathing other people's breaths. You're like someone would open the door and I would just be like,
fresh air.
Yeah. Right. And it was...
You're stuck to the floor is the other thing.
If
you stand in one place for too long,
okay, this opener's over. Atmosphere's gonna be on in 15 minutes. I just want to smoke a joint. And everybody in VIP, they just chilling. They running out. They're coming in. They're coming downstairs. They're going. I'm like, hey, I don't know how to get you. You know, VIP. I think you got to buy for the whole year. So yeah. Anyways,
show you, like there's like 40 openers too until you're in there.
I just don't support a venue that's not going to consider my fucking comfortability at the show. You know, I think the Knitting Factory is a very dope venue. And when I've gone to VIP shows, I saw who's that reggae band? Not Slightly Stupid. It was
Revolution?
Close. Even closer. It was
The Movement.
I'm not gonna think about it right now. But
The Movement was here, I think, not too long ago.
But there's I've seen a lot of people there, but VIP was definitely enjoyable. The Pin is getting much better reputation now. Yeah. Which is awesome to see.
But okay. The one thing that I feel like the Pen needs to fix though is like so here's the stage, right? So here's where you're performing and here's like the edge of the stage before it drops down.
Okay.
Their speakers for the ones that the crowd hears are literally like up here. So if you're in the front 2 rows, you're literally listening to the monitor speakers and it's like not a vibe.
You're saying as the person watching the show.
Yes.
You're listening to their monitors. You're not
pretty
even
much.
Getting
you can't even get the sound or the bass, like the feel of anything.
Damn. So that's how it is at Terrain.
But I don't understand why they can't.
Terrain is bad.
They just like turn it or feel that's crucial. Like, and you know, for like if you're watching a band or you're seeing somebody with drums and guitar, like it's way different. Like you're getting more of that.
Because the instruments are right there.
Yeah, if you see a hip hop show,
you're relying on those speakers.
Like an artist like myself, who is kind of a soft voice and I rap really quickly. Like it's like, yeah, you look like you're going hard, but what the fuck?
Do you think there's going to be a time when they do those like silent concerts where everybody puts the fucking headphones on?
That's lit. I mean, those are lit. I love going to San Francisco.
They did that. That show I did with Bowflex out in the woods. Yeah, that rave show that had a couple hip hop sets on it. They had a silent disco where everybody threw headphones on.
Bro. Disco. They have like different modes. So I went to one at Base Canyon or whatever at the Gorge. So like after the whole thing was done, we're all walking out and you go get a pair of headphones and there's blue, green, and red. And in the middle they have a DJ set up with 3 different DJs. So it's a big circle and you walk around and there's all sorts of different people with different colors on their headphones.
Oh, that's
you know
cool.
what they're listening to. Just
Oh, so you know what
dancing
they're
all
listening
different
to.
and shit. Like,
That's dope.
See,
so
because
cool.
like what is the thing? It's like constantly a sound issue. There's always a sound issue. Like, and the venue and the promoter,
It's always
and everybody,
monitor speakers.
They're trying to get it set up. Okay, when you're on stage and there's no monitor speakers,
the worst.
The worst.
Pig out in the park,
fucking
bro.
worst.
Had nothing.
You couldn't hear anything.
Nothing.
And you understand why people have an earpiece in when they're
Yeah.
professionals.
Have you seen those earplugs that aren't earplugs
No.
for going to concerts with? So they're earplugs that are made for concerts, and they're not complete earplugs, but basically what they do is they regulate the sound and make it sound good. So if there's shitty setup on the bass, or it's not good speakers, or it's like overblown or not mixed right, like the earphones are supposed to correct it. So you get bass, but it's good quality bass, and you get like it filters the sound.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, and it saves your ears from getting damaged.
wonder how
but
much
it
those
basically-
are.
There's like those
Like $130.
Oh,
the
wow.
earpieces that people be using, like wireless ones.
You're talking about like performers?
Yeah, it was like $1,000.
Those are
for
crazy.
those ones.
See,
But,
dude, when you can hear yourself, because when you rehearse your set, you're like, especially if you do it like I do, and I do in the living room with a fake mic. That's how I do it. Probably not the best way to do it.
It's not a fake mic. It's just unplugged.
Yeah, this is an unplugged mic.
It's a real mic.
It's a
Don't
real,
sell yourself short, bro.
yeah, come
real
on, bro.
mic.
Come on.
But it's just so much different when you get like, there is something so unsettling about being on stage and doing your set and not being able to hear yourself.
It's hard, dude. I mean, it's like
You just have to
once
hope
once
the sound
go
is good.
through the repetition, which is something I know y'all do. So I mean, you're at least you're close, but like there's just so much little things that like you can hear in your voice that are important, even
Yeah.
if you are somebody who's like gone through the repetition.
No, you
Still,
need to be
it's
able
like
you need to adjust things on stage. Especially if you're doing any kind of singing or anything like that. This is monitor.
Sometimes I get too excited when I'm performing, and if I don't have good monitors, I can't tell that my voice is showing my excitement. And sometimes when I
getting squeaky.
yeah. So
That
like
happened to
even
me
though
at the Bartlett.
even though I've gone through the cycles, where you get that adrenaline thing involved, and the adrenaline like sometimes can make you not be hitting stuff like you normally do. So when you have good monitors, you can
Because you want to
tell.
do it like you did it on the record. You want to do it in your just casual voice. However you delivered it on the record is
Should we
exactly how
talk
you want to do
about
it.
People that be leaving their whole record on the back of their songs.
Oh,
though.
God. You don't want to do it that much like the
Riff
record.
Raff?
Yeah, right?
I
Bro,
got kicked out of Riff Raff, dude. I went to go see him. I was smoking a joint, like second song in. He looked at me. I was like, second round. I was like, light that shit, bro. And I was already thinking, like, no, I probably shouldn't. I was like, Riff Raff told me to light the joint.
what?
I light it within this, like, a second after lighting it. There's red lasers on me from here and here. I'm
Where's
like,
this
oh,
at?
fuck.
Riff
At
Raff
the- at the
pointed
Knit
you
Factory.
out.
That was
He
at the
told
Knit.
on you, bro.
Bro,
He
the-
told on
He
me.
I'm
points like
telling
this
you.
guy right here, lighting it up.
Dude, the knit is like a scene from the Never-Ending Story or something. They got fucking red lights on you.
The
Like,
lasers and shit.
you're in a
Get
Tom
red-eyed,
Clancy book.
scoped.
While we're on the subject of sound, quick PSA to crowds out there. If I say in the mic, can y'all hear me out there? Don't just scream because you're at a concert.
Yeah,
It's not
please.
like any other thing that I'm asking you where you could just scream, yeah.
Nod yes or no.
Yeah,
please.
if
Like,
y'all really can't hear me, just tell me that shit. Let's get this right.
They're like, no, he's trying. Yeah. It's like, no, can you though?
I feel like I need to take more time with my sound check sometimes. I'm always like not rushing through it, but like, yeah, it's good, whatever. But like, that's just important.
Well, a lot of times you'll see artists that will, they'll figure out the sound on stage. They'll start their set and they'll be like, hey, hold up. The whole crowd
Having
right
a good
there.
sound guy, top of the priority list, like of doing a show.
We've definitely done a show before where we were like, yo, sound guy, and the booth was empty.
Empty.
I
He's
think
not on this
he was
shit.
upstairs in like a
Yeah, he
like
was
a
sleeping. He had to come down. That was
It was sleeping.
yeah. We did a show up.
No,
up,
he was sleeping.
up north
I know,
at
that's what
Oh, okay.
at Swax or whatever it was called. I think it was the Emperor Room at that time. And the sound guy, yeah, he was upstairs taking a nap.
Bro.
Always meet your sound guy. Say what up to your sound
Yes,
guy. Dap him up.
please.
Give him a joint or a 20 real quick. Just like make sure that sound guy is good.
To all the young up and coming artists right now,
Make friends with your sound guy.
these things matter.
Yeah.
People
do.
don't just say this stuff. Build rapport with the people that are putting together the event, that are facilitating the event, and that will help the event go smoother. Stay connected with people. Really, the worst thing that you can do, and this might just be a metaphor for life, or just, is stay connected. You can, in this with cell phones and stuff especially, we can drift further and further away from just communicating with people directly, right? With text messages, it's like, oh, I'll send you a text, and
fuck text,
and they reply back, and you kind of look at it, and you're like, I'm gonna go do something else,
I feel it.
And you're not forced to respond like when someone's right in front of you. When somebody's right in front of you, it's like,
dude, back to the working at Zoomies, when I pull the phone away for a sec for some of these kids and even people my age, I'm like, yo, dude, like, you there? Like, it's
the kids are like ordering their stuff, and they're just like on their phone. You're like trying to get you're like $120, bro.
Yeah.
People are just disconnected, man. But the thing is I think it's also just a maturity thing. I think kids have always been into, when I was a kid, I was just locked into the TV. I was locked into Super Nintendo. I was locked into some other shit. Like my parents are like, well, you fucking on your Game Boy. I'm like, listen, y'all ain't doing anything cool. As long as kids are still out there running around, playing basketball, getting in fights. Kids need to get in fights, bro. That's a real thing too. Like, you got to get punched in the face when you're a kid to be like, oh shit. Like, life can be fucking not fun sometimes.
I've been hit in the face once.
It's not fun. It's necessary. Yeah. It's necessary for a life lesson for somebody to get hit in the face really hard and be like, oh shit.
I've hit somebody else in the face twice.
Okay.
But both were like in protective mode. I've gotten in like a couple other mini fights when I was much younger, but they were not like punching in the face.
The younger fights were
like,
interesting, right?
It was like throwing you down on the ground and like almost punching you, but like
when I was a kid, it was like we were doing reckless shit because we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to direct our energy.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of kids. They have this energy and they don't know where to put it. They're like, oh man, my friends are going out and throwing fucking beer bottles at cars, and you're like, well, that's not the way to direct it.
I did dumb shit like that too.
But if you had friends that were in the studio, like if you were like, 20 years old hanging out with cats that were like 30 and they're in the studio doing serious shit, you would become your surroundings. Mm-hmm. When you hang out with fuckheads, become a fuckhead. And it's that's all personal experience, baby, because we went through it, dude. We had to go through it to fucking fuck up and be like, damn, man. So all y'all young people out there. I did a lot
of hood rat shit, but I was always very calm in situations where they were confrontational. Like, I never got like too heated. I have four sisters. So
you've always been a chill dude.
Lived with my mom and I have four sisters. I'm a very feminine guy, I'd say too.
So you're just very passive. You're not trying to fight people. Very peaceful.
I'm like
chill.
Confrontational too. Like, I'll talk about something. I'm not like totally passive, but just like,
you're a lover, not a fighter, man.
I'm just a lover. Like, my tone, my energy, like, doesn't even make people want to fight me. Like, when things get like that,
I feel like there's a lot of situations you can just talk your way out of too, bro. I feel like a lot of people just they get crazy and they only know how to express things certain ways, bro. All people grew up different in different households with different shit happening, bro. Like, we can't expect like everybody to just be where we're at. Or, like, our experience is their experience.
We're all, in a way, like mathematical formulas. Like, you've heard and touched and, seen all these things in your life kind of made, like...
It's kind of made me who I am, though.
There's a little flavor in nature in there, too. I guess it's a nurture first nature, like, thing.
Yeah,
there.
that's just, like, you and a unique soul. Listen to that.
It's a great sound.
Fresh.
Yeah, you have... Yeah, everybody's this unique thing, but why is it that we all kind of fall in line with these same patterns when it comes to... It's like this life is like this construct,
We're controlled by fear. If we want to get into some shit, we can get into some shit. But like...
Because okay, so what is that? I love to break it down psychologically and be like, why is this?
There's elitists in this world and master families that control our fear-based economy, like,
so it keeps people working and fucking over other people and shit like that because they need to you know, I gotta fucking get ahead. I gotta fucking, you know, and they're
It breaks down to a lot of things, just like how we're force fed certain information, like news, public education, like I don't know. There's so much.
It's crazy. I was just speaking on that. That reminded me of some. I was reading this article about TikTok because everybody's obsessed with TikTok now, and in China they have an app that's just like TikTok. It's like China's TikTok, but what they found out is that the government is manipulating like the votes on that, like the likes and stuff, so that certain people will go to the top. So they're just like catering this information to you so that you're only really getting things that are approved by the overlord.
Really feeling that world of comparison.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes in the algorithms and shit. You don't know
that's
what
weird.
the robots are doing. They're catering and making certain people seem popular with, you know,
Y'all ever seen
manipulation.
Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that shit could be real.
Fucking real, bro. China already has like a social currency where you have like a social ranking, basically.
So what was that episode where it was like the Uber ranking, right? Where you would, I think it was an episode on Black Mirror where
I'm trying to remember.
you would, if you were a cool person or like, you know, how other people viewed you and how other people, you know, if they decided they liked you or not, they would rate you, their interaction with you.
Yeah.
You get rated by your interaction.
And if you get the bad rating, life starts to get shit.
Yep.
Like,
People don't want to fuck with you.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Imagine, so, you never got in any trouble when you're a kid? Like big trouble, no felonies and nothing like that?
Yeah, well, not a felony, but I've gotten
Good.
in trouble a few times.
Because that's kind of like what that is, dude. You get a felony, and it a lot of times it's no different than, you know, we were dumb as fuck and just didn't get caught, and you know those people are just fucked. You know, like I mean, you're not fucked in the sense that you can bring yourself out of it, but. You can't. They don't let you get hired. You're just
vote.
You're trash.
Yeah, you're nothing.
Like you're trash. Like I think that we need to learn in this country. We know better, and people should not be like their opportunities shouldn't be stifled because they made a bad decision. Now, if it's really fucked up.
The thing is, though, they already paid their debt. It's not often you get a felony and you walk free. You do time.
That's fucked up, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These people have served their debt for the crime they committed. That was their sentence.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
you
they get
out.
out and all this extra shit's fucked up now and it's totally
You
fucked
have-
their whole
yeah.
life.
People change.
Yeah.
Like,
People, dude, especially you're saying you went to prison, you did your time, you got out, and it's like, you got a felony now, dude. You know? The best thing for you to do, okay? Come back to prison. Come back to prison, man.
it's the independent man's decade, though. So I'm talking about like just like here, not the Black Mirror episode specifically. Like, there's a lot of opportunities for people. I feel like, and like way more than there has been in the past. And like, I don't support Donald Trump, but like, I feel like I saw some statistics the other day that like percentage of people that don't have jobs is like way less than it has ever been too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's some upside to like moving forward with a lot of stuff.
You don't want me to school you on why that's false.
Is that false? I do.
That's
I
super-
need you.
super false.
I need you to school me.
So
Matthias.
here's the thing: just to give you brief. The current president always inherits what the previous president did.
So and then so he gets it started, the ball rolling, and
So
this
he's
person
taking.
helps it finish
He's
off.
yeah.
Okay,
So
makes sense,
Obama
makes sense.
inherited the Bush economy, which is the worst it's
the
ever
worst,
been.
and then it
Flipped it,
okay.
and now Trump is
Thank
taking
you.
credit.
Thank you for telling me that.
Stuff that Trump's really doing isn't going to actually take effect for a few more years. Also, those job statistics, he's counting how many people are employed, but he's also counting people that are working two jobs as two jobs. So like it's you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you have to work two shitty jobs and you're making terrible money at both jobs just to scrape by, he's counting that as one person has two jobs. That's like 200%. That's you know what I'm saying? Like he's like adding that into the statistic as if it's more jobs than it really is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Because when you only count the number
Yeah.
of jobs and not how much money you're not making, it's like it's a really skewed number.
I feel it.
But
I hope that, you know, no matter anybody's opinions on any president or any bullshit going on, I'm so removed from politics. I just hope that it works out for us in like America. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I just hope it works out. Like, if it doesn't,
This brings me to another point. Like, can we connect this to if we want to bring up decriminalize Spokane again?
yeah. What was that?
I think that could be huge for, and I don't have a whole lot of information yet because I'm on the beginning stages of somewhat being involved with it. But starting in 2021 is when it's really going to take its move, like more publicly, and like they can start doing things. Until then, it's going to be more of like word of mouth and building the notice here in Spokane. But basically, my buddy Mace got asked that they flew him down to Oakland, where they've also already decriminalized everything. They've more than mushrooms, they've decriminalized it all.
What? What do you mean?
Peyote, mescaline, DMT, all that shit.
Heroin?
No.
Oh, well, you said it all.
Just like the psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh,
just
psychedelic stuff.
Drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
And he kind of got some information, he gave them his pitch. They liked it, and now he's kind of getting set up to help with the decriminalized Spokane movement. So we could be one of these next cities that does this. And I really think that when this happens and there's more like studies done on psychedelics and people start to jump onto this a little bit more professionally, the world will start to really change. Like, I think it could start to, like,
because it's already slowly changing, and I think mushrooms.
They've done so much
thing.
for me, dog. I'm not gonna get too deep.
People
into it,
should experiment with mushrooms.
Absolutely.
You should.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Because it's just.
And it's what it breaks the snap. There's so much like chains
And
that
just-
don't get broken, and it's hard because you can't get to like a peak at a rate you need to for living in this fear-based economy or just life. So like when these experiences help people break those things and literally like look inside on like a whole other type of level and just be like, oh shit, like it's like it's unlocking one of the first doors to finding yourself in happiness, like for real.
That's real shit.
Like,
The FDA actually is not psychedelics, and I wish it was more, but they just
Here, I'm gonna
approved.
sneak out real quick for a second.
They just approved MDMA. Not it will be federally approved to treat like PTSD and clinical depression and stuff like that, but like regulated, not street type shit, whatever. Like they were using it for soldiers that had PTSD, and it just got approved through like clinical trials, and
I saw something about
it's
that.
on its way to FDA approval. So I like I said, I wish they'd do it with more psychedelics and stuff. I've never been one for like Molly and all that shit, but
Yeah.
it seems to help a lot of people that take it, and it's
Right.
not nearly as damaging when taken medicinally.
And if like as you're like growing up, if you're given the right type of information too, you're not gonna be making decisions with drugs in as poor of ways as we have in the past.
No,
and
absolutely,
stuff. Like,
absolutely.
that's the
smart
thing for a
about
lot
the
of
shit.
people too, is they're like just like their decision of why they're doing something. So if you're more educated about something, then you know.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Murphy snuck in one time.
Dude, he was whining so much. I was just like, it was like distracting me.
Fucking
I was like, dude.
Dog cast.
Oh my god. Actually, we got some,
It's getting
got
hazy.
some real smoke hitting in here. Yeah, dude.
Third joint we're on.
So, like, decriminalize Spokane is it's a thing right now.
Movement.
It's a movement.
to start to get Spokane to be one of the next cities to decriminalize mushrooms and all that stuff. So
But you're saying they do that already in like other places.
Oakland, Portland, and Denver
Oh.
are the three cities who have already done this.
And who does this?
And
Who
I,
is this
honestly,
people?
there's rumors that like pretty soon this could jump from city level to state level. Like they're talking about like the whole city of or state of California, like making this move potentially in X amount of years. I don't know.
Because
the
it's just
timeframe.
cities right now, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know,
But I just think it's like the start of like a huge like change in people and like
just the thought process of how they, you know, the stigmas behind mushrooms, you know, and that's the thing is people make fun of it, like, oh,
and
you're
as new
doing some
generations
mushrooms, man.
come, just like it's gonna keep broadening like in certain ways where like
I think
I'm optimistic in a good way, whereas it took me a while to see a lot of the light for the future, but like
I mean, it's just people having the information. Even when you have the information, people have to take the steps to read, to listen, to digest the information, so that way it actually sticks and you actually learn something and it adds to who you are. A lot of people hear stuff and they don't actually digest it. They're just like, it's just one in one ear, out the other ear. And I think that once people kind of see, for mushrooms, for me, I've found that it can be a fun thing to do with your friends, or you just take mushrooms and go have fun. I love that. It's a lot of fun. Also, it can be like a introspective way to kind of meditate almost.
It's a total meditative thing for me. I had like my first experience with mushrooms. Like I honestly, like, this is crazy. So don't get the wrong idea based off the first thing I said, but like I wanted to die. Like I tried to die.
What?
Like I wanted to kill myself, and I was like plotting how to do it, and I thought I was having the worst time of my life, and I was like literally in the corner, like fetal position, like sucking my thumb, kill me, somebody.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
For a while. And
see, I've been high on mushrooms, and I'm like, I'm ready to die. I could be at peace if I died.
This
it would be fine,
experience
but never
showed me how just shut off I was from so many things I needed to be like not shut off from. And like I was ultimately fine. And in the next couple months to come, for a while I thought, I was like, whoa, like that was a negative experience. Fuck this shit. What the hell? And then I probably not even 2 months, probably a couple weeks. And then at a 2-3 month mark, I had this revelation. It's like, holy shit, I've changed so much about myself. Mm-hmm. I just was like, what the fuck? I was like a new person. I started doing so much more healthy habits and treating people better, treating myself better, loving myself, experimenting with
And when was
art.
this? How old were you when this happened?
18, I think. Yeah, I think it was 18. And it was crazy to me. I was like, well, holy shit. And then like that was the only negative experience I've ever had with psychedelics.
Wait, so you had a negative experience on psychedelics
The first time
that
ever.
affected you in a positive way?
The most positive way ever. It was the best trip I've ever had. It was the most important thing that's ever happened to me.
Wait, I thought you said it was the worst. This is a different one, second
Same
time?
one. No, same one. It was at the time it felt like horrible, but now of what it really was and what it represented to my life was by far the most important, in a different way, the best one.
Whoa, dude.
And like
I'm
every
trying to wrap my
experience
head
I've
around
had
that.
since
That's
has
crazy.
been pretty cool. You know, I haven't done much recently. I've kind of started to turn that part of my life down a little bit. But I was into psychedelics for a bit when I was like 20 years old, and it did a lot for me.
And you haven't really used it?
I have.
You haven't used mushrooms?
I have. Like honestly, I microdose a lot.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't like eat a bunch of mushrooms or anything, or take an eighth anymore.
And how much did you
anything.
take when you were like in this negative zone?
An eighth. So an eighth. That was my first time. Somebody told me you eat an eighth of mushrooms.
See, dude, I've never taken an eighth of mushrooms. I've always taken a half an eighth.
Yeah, that's
Always.
a vibe. Half an eighth is a vibe.
It's
a
a
little
vibe.
bit of visuals, things that kind of fuzzy, and you feel really good.
Bro, I get a little overwhelmed. Like the high will be, that's like the only way I can describe it is the high will be overwhelming. Like I'm just like, this is a lot. Like I feel really good, but it's like too much. Like, and
being outside is crucial for me. I hate
being
corners.
outside.
I don't like looking at corners. They're scary.
well, bro, I think that having like I said, there's two ways I can do it. I can go on a hike with my friends on mushrooms, and that is just a fun experience of just, whoa, look at the clouds, look at the trees. Like I'm just having a great time. This is amazing. I think I floated the river, which was really fun. But then it can also be like this. I took it and I was alone. You know,
I've heard like if you've ever heard Joe Rogan or Terrence McKenna talk about it, there's doing mushrooms by yourself is actually supposedly like the way to do it if you really want to get the most from it.
bro, I got so much from it. Like like I took things from outside of the experience.
There's no ego attached. Like when you do something like LSD or mushrooms, like sure you have a foot here in this realm, but you're still here, and like there's still an ego here. When people are around, you just think about it that much more. It's a part of your process. But when you're by yourself, it's like you're really allowing like nature's course to take over you, like at a whole other like level. I feel like
It's kind of like, in a way, like alcohol, where you're like, you know, people tell the truth when they're drinking, kind of a thing, right?
sometimes too much.
But it's like on mushrooms, like you're getting an unfiltered you, and you can't really help it. Like you're just in a vulnerable state of just being.
We put things in the back of our heads as people. We all do it to different levels, but we have like a storage system. And it's like, I'm not going to deal with that. Let's go here. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to talk to that person. Let's go here. And like just whatever it is, you know. And I feel like you kind of have like a meeting with a higher version of yourself that's kind of like teases you sometimes. It's like, no, bro, like what the fuck's up with that? What the fuck's up with that? Like, deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's not always enjoyable, but it's always very rewarding, and like helps you, like, you know, bring you back to your center, your balance. Like,
I get that, bro. The whole mushroom trip that you had that changed changed everything for you, and it was a bad trip. That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. So that's
shortly after that, I did an experiment with I had an experience with DMT too.
What was that like?
Man, I don't want to make this whole talk about just drug experiences, but I'll tell you a little bit. And there's a reason why I have it tatted on my hand.
Whoa. That's some real
I didn't really
Joe
know what I was
Rogan
getting
shit.
into the first time, right? So I was 18. It was shortly after my mushroom experience. And I was with my buddy Wyatt, who was a quiet friend of mine. He was like a kind of newer friend. Very chill dude. Like, just kind of go with the flow.
Good energy.
He was good energy for sure. And I was at his apartment, and we were kind of high, chilling. I was pretty stoned, actually, this day. And his friend comes over and is really cool and nice, and he says that he extracted this stuff himself and told me what it was called. But my mind at the time, I didn't know what that meant or what it was. And
We say it was DMT.
and it looked like oil, right? And he kind of like was briefly explaining it to me. And my buddy Wyatt was over on the couch, like kind of listening, but didn't chime in, didn't say like, hey, like, Kyle, this is what this is, you know, might like want to check into that a little bit. It's like, it was like a very easy conversation. I was wearing a tie-dye t-shirt, I think, that day. So maybe he got the vibe that I was a little more hippie or something. I don't know.
Which you are.
But he asked me if I wanted to try it. And I'm like, yeah, like, sure. Like, just like, but chilling. Like, my mind was at ease. I wasn't, you know, when you go into something, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm about to do a drug that people blast off on, or this, that, and all these thoughts actually, I think, really barricade you from getting to.
Yeah, and you didn't have any of that.
I had none of that because I didn't even really understand.
You
And
actually, it feels like you're like making decisions from the heart at this point.
Yeah, I took two
you're like, this
fat
feels right.
rips out of a bong, and they told me to keep going. And I was in good lungs, like I could smoke at that time, so I was taking fat hits. And then I took a third really big one, let it out, and I looked at my friend. He's like, "It's okay, dog." And I like was blacked out and was gonna fall down, but they were ready. They caught me, put me on the couch, and I literally had an astral projection. I thought I died or some shit. I literally felt death. I think that's what death is. That's what it feels like.
Really?
And like I saw my body back on the couch, snapped back in it. I'm giving you a short version so I don't get the goosebumps and get all weird. But like,
Oh, dude.
then
this
I
is
like
so cool.
like blasted off, like literally, like not to be cliche because that's what they say, like what it felt like. And I was like all white and then just sunk forward and was like hovering in like the space zone. Ultimately, I went through like these portals and shit. I was going over so much things of like development of my life and development of like Earth, and had like a council with these like alien creatures that I saw were resemblance of myself. And like it was totally insane. It was like naked the whole time walking down this like space paths, and like,
And it was all cool.
oh dude, it was
Like you weren't tripping.
crazy. I was going through tunnels. I go through like a tunnel that would turn, and I would see all these crazy symbols would pop out through the tunnel and really crazy geometric patterns, and it would stop, and I would go into like this next realm. That's like when I would enter a portal.
So what did you take from this experience?
Dude, it's I didn't understand it for a while. I'm still understanding it as time goes on.
But the memory stayed with you.
Oh yeah, bro. So vivid, especially that one.
That's
you know, and
fucking
I've done it a couple times since too. But that first time, like, it really, again, like the mushroom experience. A couple months after, it kind of started to become more aware. I became more aware of it, but it was like helped me be more courageous, and kind of that was the real like start to me, like with music, I think too. You know.
Do you think it made you not fear death?
Yeah, totally, 100%. Like to a level, I still do, but like you know, I don't know. I don't
Like in
know,
a level,
like,
you're saying. I think what you're trying to say is that in a level where you don't want it to end yet, so you fear it in that sense.
it was enlightening as fuck.
But you're not.
for, like,
You're not afraid of it happening to you. Like,
no, and like I literally am not kidding. I feel like I know what death feels like from that experience to a degree. Not like maybe the full thing, because I only entered like stage like one of it. But like I knew I was going somewhere like cool.
Man, so you think that's what it is, bro? Do you think that
I
like
think
when
you just kind of become a part of
like
the
if you
shit,
die, like if I die, am I gonna be walking naked through a tunnel talking to aliens that resemble me?
I don't know. I don't, because you're not me.
True, dude. But I wonder how many other people have had a similar experience.
I've talked to a lot of people who have had crazy experiences, and
But they're all different?
They're all different. But they all have base things that you can bring them all to. There's similarities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the similarities are interesting. Like it's a common world for a lot of people in certain ways. Yeah, it's so different.
Maybe that's because we all experience the world the same.
The geometry, definitely. I know when I did it, I was sitting in front of a dresser in a closet.
Yeah.
And the dresser turned into a face and started talking to me. And then like
So you were awake for it.
I was awake for the first part of it, but then like the shit just melted. And then it was basically, I didn't have anything quite as vivid where I was actually walking around, but it was like just complex geometry that was talking to me, but it wasn't words. You know what I'm saying?
It's like bright things.
Like they're sending me messages, but it wasn't.
It sounded like Bendi took a lot.
I feel like that's you. Whatever people or things you're getting these messages from, it's you. It's like the highest version. It's the God inside of you. Like we all are connected to. Like we're all connected to. Like let's touch on based on that. Like literally every living thing on this planet is like in some way connected, and like yet we're like out here building nuclear weapons and fighting over which religion is the most peaceful. And it's great. It's so like ironic.
Well, you have so many people on this planet, and everybody's different. Everybody has a different motive and a different, reward system. Like different things.
I saw a meme today that was like these aliens popped up and it was like outside of Earth, and the Earth had like explosions going on, and they're like laughing. The aliens like, look at, they're like fighting over who's got the best religion.
And they're like, dude, we're just like, we are the religion.
We're all like connected.
Dude, so do you believe in aliens?
Yeah.
Like after your...
Yeah, I've seen UFOs.
Because why would you see, like, were you seeing aliens like in the sense of like aliens that you've seen on TV and that's how you had them pictured, or this was a whole new thing?
I don't picture them as like something. Obviously, like there are images that come to mind.
Yeah, like the typical alien images.
Exactly, but I don't
like
know,
green, like like all the whole thing.
One time I saw a UFO and it was green and pink. The UFO color was the lights were, but like the aliens color, I don't know.
On your DMT in your DMT trip,
maybe it wasn't.
What did the aliens look like?
They're like more like so they're more like figures, and they're kind of like they're small and they're kind of like plumpy, but they're more like figures, right? Can't remember one having like a defined like
distinct
face
features
or
and
distinct
stuff.
Features. You're just it was like a council. It was trippy. You like almost don't focus on that part of it. And then in the background there was like a bigger one, almost like a Statue of Liberty size, and that was like what they were all coming from, and that was a little bit more of like detailed and distinct.
Whoa! And that kind of
that was the end of my. That was the end of my. What happened at the end of my first experience.
And how long? And so how long of amount of time actually passes in a DMT trip?
That was like 15 minutes, but it felt like so much more. Like it could. I mean,
like what? Like months?
Dude, like there just wasn't a time thing. Like time, we have time here. There's no time there. So like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It was just an experience.
Yeah, it didn't feel like 15 minutes. I'll say that. It felt like a lot more.
Yeah, I've never had a DMT experience, man. It's kind of scary. You gotta. It's
the least scary though. Like, it's so beautiful.
So,
I get scared of mushrooms sometimes. Like,
really?
You just like before I do them, because I low key like think about that first experience, and then when I get into it, I usually end up being okay.
So you just think like, oh, this could happen again. I could have
not
that
even
trip.
that. I just almost like get like these like vibes from like remembering that experience or something. I don't ever really think
because it comes back.
Again,
okay. But. So have you done DMT again?
Yeah.
And were any of the trips like the first one?
I honestly, I'm not kidding. We can't get too much deeper into this because
I'm not afraid.
It really does like bring back some shit, and I start to be all hyphy. But
we've lost him.
Yeah, don't lose me, please. But
he's gonna have a DMT trip.
I have had other trips where I've definitely gone somewhere, and like the last 2 times I've done it, it's been a to be continued experience. So I'm a little bit intrigued to do it again, to be honest, just because of that, because I feel like I haven't finished what I was.
So is this like seasons to a TV show? Like almost like your experience, and it's like to be continued, going to come back and like finish.
When the time is right, it just happens too. Like it's true what people say. Like it does just come to you. Like I don't just think, all right, I'm gonna do it this month when this thing.
Like the stars align, and you just
think about it. The stars just align, and it's okay now.
Huh. So it's like almost like a book or a movie or something or a TV show that you haven't finished. You're like excited to get back to it.
And I've never had a to be continued experience type thing with it. I've done it like probably like 5 times, I think. And the last 2, like it brought me back to where I left off. And it's like I've got 2 of the 3 from the what's it called, a trilogy when there's 3 movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only gotten like 2 of the 3 trilogies. Like I know there's a 3rd trilogy waiting for me.
Dude, this sounds like awfully similar to, again, Never-Ending Story, where you're like going to like a dreamland where you need to finish what you started. Gosh, this is crazy, bro. You need to
seen One Strange Rock?
Oh, that's the Will Smith.
Will Smith.
That's right. No, I haven't.
I've been watching that a lot recently. I've seen it a few times in the past, but
it's good stuff.
That shit's crazy, dude.
What is it about? About the Earth and just
it's about the Earth, just like how crazy it is that we're here. Like
that we're floating on a flat disc.
So many beautiful miracles, like it's endless that create this one giant miracle. Like it's insane.
I mean, because it must be tough to do a show like that without, like, you know, you have all these people that are caught up in like different religions, and people things get so weird.
It's science as fuck on that.
Yeah, good, bro. I'm really intrigued with, you know, science and people trial, error, learning. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's how I've learned anything I've ever learned in my whole life. You know, I've never learned anything in my whole life by just blind faith. Mm-hmm. It's always been trial, error, this must be the answer because this is not the answer.
Yeah.
Type of shit. And that's like what science is.
Yeah.
You know, like you're figuring it out. You start with a hypothesis.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. Trying to find the answer rather than just like, no, that's the answer. They wrote it. That's what it is. That's the answer.
Creature on this planet that pays to be on it. Like we formed consciousness and started like battling each other in ways. Like it's so weird, and like I wonder if humans have like existed in the past when like if like Earth is like, you know, died and like restarted. I wonder if there were humans in the past. I wonder if it was just like a world full of like animals and like consciousness wasn't developed or something.
Dude, I think that's what they say, right? Like with evolution, like there was a time where there was no people. Yeah. Right?
Then who built the pyramids?
People weren't around when dinosaurs were around, right?
No, they didn't. They didn't.
So there was
before that, there. I mean, could have been the world prior. I don't know.
I feel like we're like
my
a
friend
new
Grayson
thing.
told me last night. He's like that something about how the world's died off 4 times and people have been brought back forth 4 times.
I don't know about that. The Earth is young as
dude.
fuck.
Can you guys? I have to piss real quick. Okay,
get it. So how was you drink tall boys, bro?
Handle that biz. I'm sipping the same tall boy. I got the iron bladder over here.
I love where this podcast is going, though. This is my type of conversation.
This is great. This is great. Yeah, we're happy to have you on the first one in this format.
My grandma and mom are going to, like, watch this video.
Oh, yeah? They know about the DMT? They do now?
They do now.
We all did dumb things when we were young.
Oh, man.
20-somethings.
I'm cool with my parents. I'm, like... One thing I definitely like changed about myself a lot after that first experience for sure was like I'm an open book. Like,
right.
I keep it. I act the same to everybody. Like I don't really like to hide much. Obviously, I'll filter some things from some people that they'll need to hear that.
Right.
But like
discretion.
I really do try to just like be the same person like everywhere as much as I can.
It's the best way. Like we were talking about earlier, just being yourself.
Just being honest with
you know, well, and as you get older, like you get to be, 20-something. I mean, shit, I'm in my 30s now, and it's like, bro, I don't really, like I'm all for meeting new people and like experiencing the world, but I don't really see myself like developing a whole new core group of friends. So it's like the dudes that I kick it with and the people that are in my life, like I might as well be straight up with them. Mm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not to get it all like mushy or like a relationship with the homeboys or whatever, but it's like, yo, we've known each other for years. I owe you something. Like I'm not going to hide, You know what
There's
I'm saying?
no point. It's,
Life's too short for that shit.
Yeah, life's way too short for
You
us.
know?
Man.
What's life too short for?
Love you, bro.
Whew, that was good. Reset, refresh. You got a piss?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Iron bladder over here.
Damn.
Don't worry about me.
I'm hanging
Watch
in.
TV.
So, dude, that video that you did was super dope.
What video?
With the little guns and the fucking
alien.
alien masks and shit, dude.
Oh man, I'm corny, bro.
Yeah,
Slapping them alien cheeks.
But the thing that I like, dude, is that you did all that yourself, right?
I had some help, but me and my buddy, so Isaac the Boy Beavers, kind of scripted the video together and came up with the idea. And then Joshua Jacob Creative is the person who kind of helped fund a lot of that.
It just
And
seems like you and your
Grayson-
homies having fun.
That's what it's about, dude.
That's what it seems like. It doesn't seem like you're like hiring somebody or anything. It seems like it's like you
part
and your
of this
homies
whole
are just.
scheme too is like, you know, I've realized that a lot of it's not just like butterflies and roses. Like, you know, a lot of people deal with a lot of bullshit, and like when you like get into this industry and stuff, you know, so I feel like if we like work hard and like a lot of other worlds, which is why I'm trying to get this t-shirt business started, we'll be able to keep that fun aspect on our music. Like I'll have like not a job where we're conforming, but a job that's still related to things that we're talented in and can connect to our passion.
Yeah.
And then all the money we can make from that can help, you know, hopefully fuel being able to just do what we want to do.
At least keep
like,
everything going.
and it's not always supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be challenged, and you want to, you know,
It doesn't. Message.
you're supposed to. Like, that's why weekly
Doesn't
goals
always need to be fun.
are important too. Like, then don't make them something that's easy. Like, literally challenge yourself and do something that you do it. And it's like I feel accomplished.
So how long did it take you to kind of like mature to that level, bro? Where you have that, because I feel like that's a big thing that a lot of people miss. Is
Years.
that it's not going to be fun. You're
Takes
not,
a long. I'm still like working on it like a lot, but I've gotten a lot better at organizing things and like, you know, working backwards. Just kind of like seeing the vision and understanding what like happens to get to what, and you know, organizing and taking notes and stuff is super crucial. And like over time, I've just like figured out little tricks. Like, hey, I see where this could take it, and like I've gotten good at making it habits of it. It's like I always take voice recordings. I'll be in my car just talking to my phone all the time.
really?
It's like, you know,
And then you go back and listen?
and it connects me to that energy more than a note even does.
Whoa.
And like I found little tricks that help me like kind of like keep going with that and literally see and feel how it's like important. Like,
Dude, sometimes I think of myself in a game like I'm a creative character and I'm just trying to like get my attributes up and like my stats and shit. Like I'm just like, oh, I want to be better at this. Like
I have a
should-
hard time following through with a lot of things, like or finishing things though is like a problem. Like I open up so many things.
I think it's a big problem for a lot. I think that's a similar problem that a lot of people have. Is people, it's easy to start something. It's not, I think that it's a commitment issue. You have to commit and
I go through
finish.
different modes, and I'm like, nope, that's not what it is. Oh wait, that is what it is. No, it's not what it is. And then like, I don't know, it's just like
You'll catch a vibe or a moment and it'll be good then. And then once that's gone, you just like, to create, I feel like I have to, get into a vibe. You know, Big Crit says something like, if it doesn't touch my soul, I can't mess with it or something like that. Like that's literally how it is. If it doesn't speak to me, and sometimes like a beat, I'll get a beat, I'll buy a beat, and it really speaks to me, and then it's gone.
I gotta show you some of my beats.
I've been watching your Snapchat and checking out some of the stuff that you've been putting together, dude. You got
I think
some,
I've leaked like 2 or 3 different ones to like Instagram or Snapchat, like parts of them. I think they're all like kind of trippy, like bass heavy, lurky. I've got like 15 to 20 of them that I've like.
whoa! How long did it take you to make all those beats? 20 beats. 15 to 20 beats?
So here's what it is. So they have all the sounds, right? So to answer your first question, about a month. In the last month, I've gotten like 15 to 20 things created, but they're all, the instruments are there and the whole idea is kind of there, but I haven't like structured them as beats yet. They're kind of like just loops. their whips work in progress.
Yeah.
But like I have a
Whips? Is that what that is?
yeah.
I've never
Royalty
heard
taught me that. I don't know. But
that. The DJ?
yeah. But there's three or four of them that I really like and I think are pretty cool and like it definitely could be something that somebody could potentially like use or want to buy. And I'm trying to like clean them up. I'm working on polishing the second one. I've got one completely done, but now this whole next week I'm gonna start like finishing up a lot of.
Well, what would be cool too is that you have a loop, and then you show an artist the loop.
And see if they want me to keep.
Now, if the artist, once you get the artist, if the artist is like, I fuck with that loop, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're going to write a hook or something. And then you're going to be, as soon as they write a hook and you hear just a little bit of their style on your beat, that's going to unlock you being able to go in now and add the rest of the beat. Because now you're like, it's somewhat a custom beat to this person's style.
And I'm all about that shit. I'm all, people come over, let's do it. Let's get all weird and intricate and like, you know.
Because then, and I mean, what kind of, I know it's very complex when it comes to making beats and stuff. I don't even know the, like.
There's so many different ways to do it. I don't know
anything about it.
I'll do a mixture of like splice sounds. Like I'll find like hi-hats off splice and I won't.
Splice? Is that the
Splice.
thing?
I was gonna ask if you had a Splice account. Yeah, that's the thing.
So what I'll get like hi-hats and kicks usually from Splice because I like them better than the ones that come on Logic. And then instead of like hitting record and playing it on the keypad, like for a hi-hat, like so instead of doing that, I'll just grab it off Splice, like align it to the BPM, and then just copy and paste. And I look at the little dash lines. I look at it like a graph, and I feel like it's a lot quicker, and I can go through a lot of already mixed sounds. That's the one thing about Splice. It is a cheat in some ways because some of the things are already mixed, and there are samples on there people use too that you can take for yourself. So like for the most part, I try not to use like.
So you're saying like other people are going to have had those samples in their songs too and whatnot?
Sometimes, yeah.
Because it's just a community.
But
right?
there's a shit ton of like hi-hats and kicks and 808s. And then you can take these sounds and adjust them and add them into your keyboard. And I could take and turn that
and you
into...
Yeah.
So it's still very creative. Like you're still doing your thing and you create your hi-hat patterns and whatnot.
You got to love
and
technology.
Then I'll take a synth from like Logic has cool synths and I have other things I like on Logic. And then I'll like... play some piano melody, electric piano, and then I'll add some other aspects from Splice. Or if I want a weird sound, like a alien shit, I'll like.
So what about like what about like sampling like off of a record?
Yeah, I want to start doing more of that shit too. And like I do a lot of live things in my beats too. So like I have my own shaker, and it's such a fire shaker, dude. It sounds great, and I'll use it for like whenever I need that type of sound. Or I have a mouth harp where I'll like make a like really weird sound, and you can edit them. So
a mouth harp?
Yeah, it's like this metal thing that you put it on your teeth and you flick it, and it like sounds super trippy.
What?
Mouth harps are dope.
A mouth harp. What kind of other harps they got?
They got dick harp. They got
It's like that's the mouth harp. Damn, that's fucking dope.
Yeah,
it connects to your teeth?
Top inspired my beat making too. So I've been like heavily into it ever since we started kind of kicking it, becoming friends. So whenever he comes into town, oftentimes he'll kick it at my pad and I'll just watch it.
And he makes beats too?
Mm-hmm. He makes almost everything he's put out. He's at least somewhat been a part of that beat process, if not completely.
God, that's dope. And what's the best thing to make beats on, or what do you make beats on? Logic.
I have Ableton too because it was downloaded on the desktop I got from my friend.
And what's the difference? Like what?
They're just way different. It just looks different. There's different ways for doing. Is things.
There like better? Is it one better than the other? Or are they just like, you know?
So I've heard that EDM artists like Ableton more. Just for certain reasons. I don't know why. And like it's all preference to a degree, but in certain ways some things probably are better for certain types
hip hop,
of
something better for
Logic's pretty easy too, just the way it looks, which is what's been like got me into it because I had a GarageBand first and Logic literally looks like GarageBand, but it's just like
so it's an easy transition. So user friendly.
But Pro Tools is like when I go to a studio session with, and if I go to like TS or if I go to Moses or whatever, they all use Pro Tools or like Sherm, Jimmy, whatever. Like
who's
all
Sherm?
of them, I'm pretty. Sherm does the hip hop for Jimmy now at Amplified.
Oh really?
He's running upstairs.
Moses produces everything in Pro Tools. He makes beats in Fruity Loops though.
He does do the Fruity Loops
Yeah,
for beats.
yeah.
So FL Studios. So I heard FL Studios is something that a lot of people use for like EDM community too.
I know a lot of producers that are just diehard FL Studios, and it's like back when I was making beats, I was doing it with like the stock sounds that came with Fruity Loops, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's a Fruity Loops beat."
Yeah.
You trash, you know. But you can actually make really
Right?
competent beats.
They're all like have everything you need for fire. Like
Fruity Loops is still a thing.
FL Studio is the
FL
preferred
Studios.
term.
Bro,
It's
I
like
thought it wasn't Scott Storch busting out them Fruity Loop beats.
Scott Storch. Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Dude, Scott Storch, I follow him on Instagram, bro. He's doing all sorts of crazy
He looks
shit.
like he's made of cocaine these days.
He looks like a fucking like a statue that moves.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh,
You don't know Scott Storch?
No.
oh,
What?
okay. What kind of songs did Scott Storch make
Scott
that Bendi
Storch
would know?
Produced a lot of shit for 50 Cent.
Did he? Okay.
Oh, really?
He did.
Like
back
some
in
of
the
that
day.
first stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so go.
G-Unit.
It's your birthday. So was that a Dr. Dre beat?
I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's look up Scott Storch, actually. Let's do this.
Word.
Scott.
Yeah, Scott Storch, man. Who
We
else
get,
is
we get high on the H2
Scott Storch
podcast.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? H2BH?
H2BH.
the number 2.
Scott Storch produced Lean Back.
Lean back.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
one?
Yep.
Dude, okay, so they did a remix of that song for the Cougs. It was like, say go, say Cougs. And if you're Martin Stadium right now, put your hands up. If you could say I'm a Coug, something like.
Wait, what?
It was like a super
Lean back.
WC.
What song was that again?
Lean Back, Fat Joe.
Gangsters don't dance,
They just pull up their pants and do the rock
Rock away.
Hey, now
Lean back. Lean back. Okay.
I only ever heard the Go Cougs remix.
Oh. Damn, bro. When were you born? 95?
6.
Oh, shit. I was like just joking, too. He's like later in
Right.
life.
He produced
96.
Candy
Damn, you
Shop
are
for
young.
50 Cent. He produced.
Oh, Candy Shop. You heard that?
Yeah.
I'm going to take it to the candy shop.
Here's the crazy
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
He produced Still DRE.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the way. That's bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum, bum.
No.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre didn't make that
Scott
beat?
Storch made that beat.
Dang.
Wow.
That's
thought that was Dre for
mind
sure.
blowing.
That sounds like a
That's
Dre
a
beat.
Dre beat,
Yeah.
right?
That is mind blowing that that's not a Dre beat.
Are we all learning this right now?
Yeah.
Dude, what are some of your favorite like old
Older
school
rappers?
yeah, like older,
So,
yeah. Like
okay, so
hits.
what put me onto hip hop in general was Beastie Boys. So my stepmom gave
Oh,
me
wow.
my first like CD ever, and it was the License to Ill by Beastie Boys. And like I had never really been shown music. Like I lived with my mom most of my life, and she wasn't. You know, she listened to country, and she knew I didn't even like it, and there wasn't a lot of music involved in her side of the family. But then, like, my stepmom gave me this License to Ill Beastie Boy CD, and I remember just feeling like such a fucking badass listening to it. Like, oh, I can't stand it. Like, just like
Their style was really
oh,
like
dude, it was so sick. I loved it. It got me like into it.
it was
for sure.
cool
Like,
because it's like
and then my dad.
everybody like getting on the dubs and and everybody just like it was them all.
They were a strong ass vibe, but
Damn,
it was like
such a
my
vibe.
first intro into music too. For the first somebody shows you something and you're like, whoa, like, oh shit.
Oh, did I knock the cherry off?
Yeah,
Okay.
Failure.
we
It's
good.
all good.
But then I got one. But then from
Okay.
that, my dad, like, I started to kind of hear his music, and he'd listen to NWA, or he had a CD that had like songs like "Still" and other shit on it.
Damn.
And like once I was of age, he would play it in the car, and I'd be like, "Yeah, what's up?" Like,
What was of age?
like 12,
12,
13,
13, yeah.
14 maybe, 14
Bro,
maybe.
I'm
like
telling
13,
you,
14.
I couldn't listen to shit when I was 12,
No.
bro.
You had
I
a
wasn't.
blessed
I think it was more like
existence,
14.
man.
It was probably end of middle school. He's like, all right, like,
Bro, there was a website, and it was like screenit.com. That's what it was called. And my mom, when I was 12 years old, when I wanted to watch a movie, my mom would have to type it into screenit.com, and she would have to approve
Oh, no.
the movie.
Dude, I
That's
feel bad for you. You had,
crazy.
it's like, fuck, I had this friend that I'd go over to his house, and my mom would go do something out to get babysat there, and she only would ever let him watch like PBS like channel and stuff, like so sheltered. And I would always be like, shit, bro, like let me open your mind up. Like this sucks, dude. And I would always like hate going there because I loved my friend, but I'm like, man, I gotta go watch PBS this morning, mom. Get out of here.
Yo, when you're a kid that's sheltered like that, and you got a friend that's like, I got cable, bro. come over to my house, bro. We'll
Like
watch
Spon-
Rambo.
even at age
You're
like-
like, what?
Even once we weren't like super. That wasn't when I was like super young. Actually, that was when I was like, it was elementary school sometime. But even into middle school,
That's pretty fucking young.
like he could never watch any cartoons, like nothing at all.
Yeah, I had a friend that across the street. They were like, "Yeah, you can't watch Goof Troop because I don't like that kid's attitude." It's like, what?
I get the SpongeBob one. A lot of
I remember
people's parents didn't let me watch SpongeBob. That
Yeah.
was a little inappropriate. Like, it
But
gets inappropriate.
how? But is it
Sometimes
really?
bro,
Have
there's
you
so
lived,
much low key shit?
bro? Have you lived in the real world? The real fucking world is inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
And that's where Eminem, like in his lyrics, he would talk about that. He'd be like, "Bro, your bus driver is like cussing at you and like probably sipping on the job and doing like shit around you is mayhem. You think this is bad? Bro,
Other kids are cussing at you like shit's going crazy out
shit's
there.
going on. You got older kids that are like, dude, fuck you, like And then if you're just like a PBS kid, how are you going to deal with that?
You have no experience.
When someone wants to kick your ass now, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Careful with that.
They didn't
It's
teach
come
me
like
this
that.
on Arthur. Even though shout out to Arthur.
I never
out to
watched
Arthur.
Arthur.
Magic School
I've
Bus.
seen it. I've seen that one
Arthur's
too, but those
fire.
weren't ones that I like watched
Magic
a lot.
School Bus.
Blue's Clues.
There you
Blues
go.
Clues,
That
fire.
was good. That was good.
I'm a little younger than you guys too, so like.
Blue's
Bear in the
Clues.
Big Blue House.
Yeah, Bear in the Big Blue
I don't know if I
House.
watched it. I just
Oh,
remember that.
what
being
was
a
this
thing.
one I watched? It was Oh, it was a turtle. There's a turtle in it. I don't remember, but I know there's a turtle in it.
Turtle? There's a turtle in it? Like Franklin?
Franklin.
Franklin, bro.
Thank you.
My daughter has
Thank
a
you.
book for
oh
Franklin.
my
Yeah.
gosh, I love Franklin.
It's
dude.
crazy going back
Such
to
a
all
nice
that
guy.
old shit though. We were watching did you ever watch Gullah Gullah Island? That shit was fire. It's kind of like a Sesame Street thing. It was on Nick back in the day. Had like a big frog.
Gullah Gullah Island.
I don't remember
Yeah, that
that.
was like Muppet.
Yeah,
There was a lot of Muppet things
Muppet
going
shit,
on,
bro.
dude.
Okay, here's a question because I need somebody to tell me this, and I've been thinking about it for like 2 weeks. It was a TV show, and they would be teams, and each team had a different like animal, and they had a bunch of different colored T-shirts.
You're talking about Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
And
you're
at the
talking about-
end, they'd have to climb up some shit,
Yeah.
and it was all crazy.
There was
What's it called?
animals.
So
No, there's no
It's
animals,
called
just their
Legends of the
T-shirt.
Hidden Temple. The teams all have helmets on and different shirts, and there's like the
And
green,
then-
the purple geckos,
Yes,
and the red
yes.
lizards and shit like that.
Right,
Yeah, so
will you write that down for me?
yeah, Legends of the Hidden Temple, bro.
I don't want to forget.
They
that.
gotta like cross a river in the beginning, then they answer some questions, and they gotta go through this temple and like
Yeah.
try to put together a bunch of shit and,
and
not get
each
caught.
round they eliminate a couple teams.
Yeah.
or something.
Bro, can you
Like,
imagine? Like, okay, so as a kid going on that game show, you got to run through this like fake temple and like collect shit.
It was kind of eerie too.
Bro,
Sometimes,
they
like-
had temple guards that would get the kids, and they're like grown ass men
Yeah.
in like loincloths.
It was
Like, they're,
scary. It got sketchy.
Like mostly naked dudes jumping out to be like, rah! That's some kid trying to run through.
Yeah, they would be. Damn, bro. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Nickelodeon
Sounds
was
like an
lit
Indiana
back in the day.
Jones movie. Let's.
Bro,
Speaking of Indiana Jones, we gotta do our.
dude, I actually still on the whiteboard. People look at it and be like,
It's
"What
still
is
up
that?"
there?
Yeah, it's still all there.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, we were writing something. We had a real vibe to some Indiana Jones shit. What else was that? We like Double Dare.
Double
Guts.
Dare.
You ever watch Guts?
That's another one I was thinking.
When
of.
kids would get
Yes.
slimed.
Yeah, no one gets slimed anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do this, or maybe they do. You know, they actually brought back All That, because All That was my shit when I was like 12 years old, because that was like 12-year-old Saturday Night Live. Yeah, so you had
Keenan.
like kid. Yeah, exactly. Keenan from
yeah,
from Saturday Night
yeah.
Live, dude. He was doing all. They were doing all these funny skits. I just thought it was so cool, man, and like all that, and they still got it, bro. Good Burger.
Like the next era was like jumped into like Jimmy Neutron and
Oh, Jimmy Neutron was dope.
Yeah.
Dude, we had like what, Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter
Dexter's
too. Yeah,
Lab.
Dexter, Powerpuff.
Dexter,
Dude, I
Powerpuff,
actually liked
yeah.
Powerpuff Girls.
I
watched
fucked
that
with
one.
it.
That was
Yeah, I
pretty
fucked
See,
Yeah.
but the thing is, this is how it is with each
Mojo
generation. Like when you're in your generation, you always fucked with the shit from the last generation. So like you can tap into some of the shit we fucked with.
Cat dog.
You know, you were
Ren
born in
and Stimpy.
you were born in 96, I was born in 86.
96. Damn, I'm not 34. Shit.
When were you born?
96.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's saying you're born in 96. He's born in 86.
Oh, I thought he said. I thought he was asking or 86. I'm like,
No, I was born in 86, right? So, like I fucked with like shit that was like way older than me because that's what my parents would give me, right? So they'd give me Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo.
Like the original Scooby-Doo. And they would give me like, just those old cartoons that were like just drawn.
I love
Scooby-Doo
that
was
shit too,
1969, right?
all
When it came out
that.
or
All those
something,
Disney
like-
movies.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
and like all that stuff. I grew up on all that. And
What's
those,
it? Fantasia?
oh, dude, that's a
Fantasia's
trip.
That's
That one's
I always said I would
dude.
take mushrooms and watch that on like a projector.
Ooh, scary
Be
yourself,
fire.
bro.
Some of the scenes would get a little. Ooh.
Yeah, because it gets kind of evil,
It was
huh?
like monsters and shit.
There is monsters, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Fantasia. But it's all symphony, right?
Yeah.
That's so dope,
It's
bro.
sick.
Oh, shit, what you got coming up, man? What you got going on?
I'm opening for Greaves in the Hold Up March 13th at the Pen.
Ooh, open it for Greaves. Have you seen Greaves live?
No. Whoa. I heard he's a pretty good
It's a great show.
performer.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because a lot of people will probably be there. So it'll be good. I'm trying to perform less. So I'm kind of like building my shows up a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some, maybe even all new content for this next one. So I'm excited for that. And then I'll probably do like one other show this year at some point. I just don't know which one. I've already got kind of asked to do Pig Out again, but I don't know. I might try to give that to another friend and be a part of their opportunity.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. He's a nice fucking guy. Jesus. I might just give that to my friend, help him out with that. And then just, maybe fucking go give all my clothes to homeless children. And, God, you're just a nice guy, man. I love it.
I'm not always nice. But yeah, so I want to really just like nail 2 or 3 shows this year and have them be good, like really good.
So you want to put your resources, take your time, not do too many, and just make sure that the ones you do are impactful. And
Touch up a lot of my skills, like making beats, mixing my own stuff.
And if you're doing
sometimes.
them at Lucky You, man, can't say enough good
But I
things about that
want
place.
a lot of my shows to be all ages too, which is what I can't do.
Hey, is downstairs at Lucky You all ages? Nothing. Damn.
So that's the one downside.
So what venues are all ages?
The Pen, the Big Dipper, the Knitting Factory, the Roxy,
The Roxy's a good
the
one.
Bartlett was sometimes.
The Bartlett was great. We missed the Bartlett.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. the Bartlett.
The Bartlett was always all ages, as far as I knew.
Always, yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I like the Roxy. That's a new one.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it for what its potential could be.
Bro, it's basically
Sound is terrible.
It's basically a fun house.
The sound is bad. If you don't
It's not
have
that bad.
a full room of people, it just
Which
We
one you-
performed in the
way.
virtual golf in the arcade there.
So that might have been not so bad.
Are you
it's
talking
kinda
about
condensed in
upstairs?
There, Yeah, dude, upstairs. It's really
Bro,
hard
I
to
mean,
have good
saw
sound.
Django and I saw Indian go there.
Hey,
And
like
it
I
was
said
great.
earlier, you got to make sure you have a good sound guy. And we had Nate for the one show we did there, and he did a decent job for what was. I think he did a good job actually
was given
for what
to
was
him.
given to him. But like
Nate's great.
when I saw the Dopes of the Local show though,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not trying to throw shade at no one, but
heard
like
a lot of
oh
rough
my
things.
gosh, what
I heard it
what
was
was
trash.
anybody saying?
What happened, bro? What happened to the show? Who won the show?
The Wanderers, I think.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
Wanderers.
yeah.
Bro, shout out to the Wanderers. Those guys are cool, man.
Yeah, I
Fucking,
fuck with them for sure. They're cool.
Yeah, dude.
I also
So-
fuck with Chuck Vibes, dude. You guys know Chuck Vibes? He's
Chuck
lit.
Vibes. No, who's that?
I think he was originally from Moses Lake, and then he's moved here to the Valley in the past year or two. He makes some pretty cool music, some bangers. It's like on some alien.
He's
conscious
a rapper.
slapper vibes, like,
We say
yeah.
alien, bro. I know that's your thing, right? You tell people like, "What's up, my aliens?"
Yeah.
like, that's your thing, right?
Yeah,
So your fan base is like,
my aliens.
they're aliens.
Sometimes humans. This depends.
Okay, but I mean, like basically, when you're about to fucking prepare for an abduction or a show,
Yeah.
it's like, "What's up, my aliens? We're coming through.
Yeah.
We're about to fucking get trippy."
Yeah, I don't know.
like
I just
it.
I hope it like when I say that people they think about it like, what is he trying to like get at? And like what I'm trying to get at is like be different, like be yourself, find your art. It's not like you think you don't have to be like a total weird. By being weird, like you're actually like pretty normal. It's better off.
Like, don't try to be something. Just be something.
So I hope people
You know.
kind of like get that vibe from when I say things like that. What's up? Or why I call people my aliens. It's like, what's up, y'all? Like, be different.
That's cool. Be different.
Yeah.
I think there's just like a lot of people have like they want to be a certain way, but then they, they're like, but people are, but how are people gonna see me?
Live in a world of comparison.
A world of comparison.
So being
bro.
yourself can be embarrassing, and that sucks.
But it also
has a bar, by the way.
But how those embarrassing moments define you is like the most unique thing that can happen. If you dude, I was sitting at a light.
Facts.
I was sitting at a light, right? And I was just like chilling, right? Window down.
You were doing what?
I was just chilling at a light, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And the cars were turning to like drive past me, right? Mm-hmm. And this motherfucker, I was like in the road, and this dude hit a pothole and literally just blasted me in the face with water, dude.
No.
Just, I had the window down. Like if the window was up, it would have just, and I would have been like, oh, dodged a bullet.
Damn.
Bro, straight in the face. Everybody that was sitting there waiting for that red light saw me get blasted by this car driving by. And this was embarrassing. But also, now I have a special place in people's heart when they're like, you know what?
They tell the
I
story.
saw a guy get fucking blasted today in the face with a puddle.
I think about like when like crazy things happen to me and a stranger sees it. Like I bet they're gonna go tell their family about me like tonight. Or something.
It was embarrassing, but I'm also gonna be honest with you. We live in a fucking mundane life. Sometimes when you get older, life just gets. You go to work, you get up, you do your thing. Like it can get very repetitive. It can be that like that all throughout high school, all that kind of shit. When you're doing the same things over and over again, and when something fucking wakes you up and reminds you that you're alive, like you get blasted by a puddle at a red light. It's embarrassing because I'm like, oh shit, but it's more refreshing. It's more refreshing, bro. Like I got to go back into my work and be like, yo, dude.
I'm glad you see it that way, but like a lot of people will be fucking pissed
in the
off.
moment. I was like, oh shit, But yeah,
I feel like I would be mad for a second and be like, oh, all right, like and kind of see how you like everything.
Experiences happen, and it's some type of excitement in your life.
I did that to somebody the other day in my car. I didn't on purpose. So this guy was shoveling in his fenced like yard. And his house was off of a main road. And I didn't see him just because I wasn't paying attention. And there's a huge puddle, like fat puddle on the right side of the road. And just rainbow, like fucking 20 feet just on top of it. Like it was probably heavy. And I just kept driving. I was like, no.
He tidal waved him, bro.
I saw it as I like was driving like through the puddle. And I was like, oh no.
And I mean...
rained over him.
Like even Bendi can be a dick sometimes.
That's a hit and run, bro.
So
I hit and run hard.
He's like, what am I gonna do? Like pull over and go pat him down with take my shirt off and pat him down with it? Like, what am I gonna do?
Almost like, fuck, do I go like
what do I do?
Sorry,
like give him like $10 and just walk away. Just hey, sorry, man.
A joint,
here,
maybe.
Yeah, just give you a joint. I don't smoke, prick. He just wants to fight you.
And it was an older guy, and I love old people. Like
older, you mean like older how? Like 70?
Probably like 60s, 50s, 60s.
Damn.
Yeah, I feel bad.
You assaulted an old man.
The younger generation doesn't give a fuck.
Shoveling heavy ass snow already because it was like a day it snowed before and it was really wet the next day and heavy. He's out there working his old bones on this back and a heavy ass.
This dude, if he heard you right now, he'd probably be like, I'm fucking not old. What are you talking about?
I'm 43, bro.
I got a UFC fight on the 23rd.
Goddamn.
Bro, shout out to all the old athletes. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch coming back playing Seahawk football. Shout out to all the old dudes out there fucking shoveling snow, man.
Drew Brees, he's pretty old.
Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is like my favorite athlete.
He's pretty old. He's a savage, dude. Drew Brees is a savage.
I like Drew Brees. I like Dwayne Wade. That's another one of my favorite
Dwayne
athletes.
Johnson.
Oh, I like Dwayne Johnson.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Yeah.
That was huge when I was a kid. You know, the people's eyebrow, you would try to hit this fucking... Do you smell? He would do this like, what the rock, dude. That
Okay, I got something we could talk about. There's been some insane fucking skateboarding tricks come like this last year. Skateboarding is getting crazy.
there's new tricks.
Or just people are going off on skating.
People are creating new tricks.
Or I mean, just doing them differently. I'm just saying this whole last year was skating. I saw like the skate tricks of the year video. Like it's getting more and more intense. Like it's such a diverse, crazy sport now. I love it. I see you post skate videos all the time.
I love skateboarding, dude. I'm to a point now where I just don't even know. Like a lot of times I can kind of be like, hey, that was a, backside flip. Like this was a, but a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that was. That was just crazy, bro. Like the one I found where the dude was just manualing forever.
That's what I would do when I played Underground 4 or Pro Skater 4.
Seeing somebody do that, I'm like, I love seeing people do shit that's like impossible. Like how? When somebody does it and you're just like, that's crazy. I love that shit. And skateboarding is really fucking hard, and people make it look really easy. Like people like Nigel Houston and shit.
When I watch videos of it still, like to this day, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
I think like Nigel Houston, right? He's like
he's
probably the best skateboarder
he's probably one of
alive.
the best, but it's kind of a Chad, but it's cool.
And you can be. But I mean, like that's kind of how like winners are. Like a lot of times, they're kind of dicks. Yeah. They're very competitive.
Rodney Mullen's my favorite.
Yo, Rodney Mullen was crazy.
Like the OG.
He didn't even want to be in the spotlight or nothing.
I met him last year in Day One Song.
Last year?
Mm-hmm. I went to a Zoomies party, so I made like the top list at the end of the year for sales. Top 400 in the company or something.
Damn.
So you got to go down to this big party, and they give you a shit ton of free clothes, and all the owners of the companies are there. It's a room full of like honestly just famous people and stuff. So like I could tell you a couple cool stories from that night, but like
meeting Rodney Mullen.
At one point, I walked outside to get a break. I just watched Ghostmane perform, waiting for Playboy Cardi to come on next. And they didn't tell us who was going to perform. We just see them come on. Like, oh, shit, Ghostmane's here. Oh, shit, Playboy Cardi's here. And I walked outside in between that set, and my manager was out there, and he gave me the hint. He's like, hey, that's Rodney Mullen over there. And because the whole place is loaded with all sorts of people like that and pro skaters. And I walked over to him, and it's him and Day One Song, like chilling there, and just them two talking. And I was like, nobody else within like 25, 30 feet. And I walked up and was like, what's up? Like, I just like said some cheesy ass shit about him being my favorite skater, because he is. And like, I've tried to take Rodney's style in a lot of ways. But he just smiled at me like super nice and shook my hand. He did one of these handshakes where he'll shake your hand, and he's like, "It's really nice to meet you." And I was just like, and he's old now,
like
too.
A nun,
like, it's super nice. And I was like,
like a priest or something.
And then Day One Song is super nice too. And I was
dude,
like,
Day One Song's Instagram is fucking crazy. That dude still skates. Does Rodney Mullen still skate?
Yeah.
These guys are fucking still skating.
Why would they stop? Bro?
Because, bro, your fucking ankles are gonna break. Your fucking kneecaps are gonna explode. You're gonna fucking.
Tony Hawk's still doing McTwists, bro, on the fucking his big air pipe, whatever.
It's like he's got one in his backyard that he just hits.
Yeah, he's helping his kids learn.
Damn.
But at that party too, like we saw like all sorts of crazy shit, and all these owners of these companies are here, and like you're doing all these different games, getting free stuff, and like at one point I was just bored, and there's free alcohol, of course, too, in, like each corner of this big building.
So you're just like hanging out. There's just people everywhere. Like, dude, this has got to be a crazy experience.
And there's a half pipe set up too.
You were there by yourself?
With there's three or four other people, 3 other people from my store, 2 other people from my store, and then some other people from our district who also made the 100K list.
Oh, okay.
So I had other people there that were from my district to hang out with and stuff.
Okay.
And you get to snowboard all day at one of the best fucking mountains in the country too for park. The Keystone, Colorado, they have a crazy park mountain. Wow. And there's the pro snowboard teams are there too. And there's giving out free snow stuff, letting you trial or demo stuff too. So I spent my whole day like snowboarding with random people.
Year?
And at one point, dude, at the night at the party, I walk over, and so like when you walk in this room, there's all these different like little vendor stations for the different owners of the companies with their little games you can play to win stuff. And then at the far side, they had the concert, I mean, like all the area for people where all these really big artists were playing. And then on the left side, the left third of the building, it was a half pipe, little mini skate park set up. And they every like hour or so, like a new pro team would come on. So Baker's pro team would just be like skating through, and then next hour like Death Wish and like the Lizard King team would be like going through, and they would just rotate through like pro skate
And you're
teams.
just chilling, watching this like front
And
row.
those are all skaters I know because I watch skate videos all the time, and I was just like, oh, this is crazy. At one point, I was doing a Playboy Cardi concert, I think, and I went over on the side and I sat down, and sure as hell Jasper is right next to me from Odd Future. Just like we're playing on his Nintendo Switch, watching like the Pro Baker team, listening to Playboy Cardi, drinking free alcohol.
And you're like, what?
I got a picture with Mike G a couple minutes after that. Just
Pics or it didn't happen.
Right?
I have it right here. Which one's
He's got the receipts,
got it
folks.
because I just got the Facebook memory. It's like this happened 1 year ago. Like,
That's
damn.
fucking awesome, man. That's so cool.
It was a cool
That was in
party.
Colorado?
Yeah, the downside to that though is a lot of the Zoomies employees there are so fucking annoying. Like, what's up, bro? These are my stats this year. Check it. It's like a dick holding competition.
Nobody gives a
for
fuck
lot of
about your
time.
Zoomy stats, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here for the cool fucking experiences. Hey, you win. You know,
Yeah, some people were cool though. I did meet a lot of really cool people.
you got to let those
business
fuckers
owners, like-
win, bro. The fuckers.
We were just like
Let 'em
clowning
win.
on him. Like my boss, like we're like, oh dude, I don't even work at Zoomies. I just got told I could come to the party, bro. Like when people were like acting all like weird and some shit.
You would just put them in a like.
we would just be like, oh dude, like you guys work for Zoomies? Like and they
Yeah,
wouldn't know how to respond and be like, what? Like oh, what's a UPT? Units per transaction?
Oh yeah, dude, I like that little psychology game going on with
You
them,
have
bro.
to. That's how I
That's
I
fun.
stay sane with crazy customers at work. I just fuck with them.
You gotta have fun.
I make them like I try to do something so before they go to bed at night, they're like, man, fuck that kid.
Damn, bro, that's deep. Something like before they go to bed at
but
night.
he's right. But he's right. No, that is kind of a little too deep.
Like you're trying to
Shows
haunt
how-
people.
Not really.
He's trying to haunt people.
Just leave an impression.
Like, man, maybe I should not be such an asshole. Fuck. He's
Oh,
right.
people, hey, listen, this is a message from Bendi and me directly. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be
Okay.
an asshole.
Unless people are being assholes to you. You know, sometimes life sucks and you just got to be like, not an asshole, but you got to be assertive. You got to know these lines too. It's not, sometimes people will take something as an asshole when you're just, listen, man, I know that I'm telling you something that you don't want to hear, and this is just how life is, and this is just what's happening, but don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you the facts so that way you can be aware of it.
Right.
I'm not an asshole.
Right.
And those people need to exist. Your friends need to
Bro, so
be
many-
like, listen, man.
So many times though in my life, like I've been told that I'm like my niceness or whatever is like made people think I have some crazy plot, or they think that I'm low key like actually like scheming something weird. And like,
Oh, stay scheming, bro. That's
I
the
was
name of your
like-
shit, bro. They definitely think you're scheming.
I was like, what the fuck? That's happened to me like a few times in the past couple years.
They'd checkmate you with that. You'd be like,
Whereas,
they'd be like,
like,
you're scheming.
They
You'd be like,
think
no,
that-
I don't.
Or people say I smile too much. I shouldn't be smiling sometimes. I
That's
don't know.
weird.
I'm just like, that's my, have a rest. I like, honestly, I deal with a lot of shit mentally. Like I'm not always happy, but like when I am going somewhere or when I'm around people,
You're wearing
I'm
that.
usually pretty good at like having fun. Like, you
Well,
know,
bro-
I let my weight hit me when I'm by myself.
Dude, I'll smile that shit
I'm
into
always happy,
existence,
like,
bro.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just smile. You know, because
Like, what are you so fucking happy for, Dan? Fuck
isn't
off.
it crazy that like even when you're having a bad day, one tiny little thing can just boom. Just like one little interaction with somebody can just be like, damn, all right. And life is all just like whatever your perception, whatever your perspective is, wherever you're sitting and you're seeing, that's just like what life is to you. But life is really just this really big thing that it's going to be, you're sitting on this side of the stadium and this is what you see. That's life to you.
Mm-hmm.
But some other guy's sitting over here, you know, front row, looking at it different. Some dude's trying to get into the stadium. He's just looking at the fucking side of the building. He's just like, dude, you know, this is life to me, you know, and fucking everybody's in this different place. And then everybody's so harsh to be like, dude, get your fucking life together. When it's like, you know, it's not even all just a physical game, bro. It's this thing up here is so complex. Like we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you gotta train your mind too. Like, there's no shortcuts to that shit.
And
like,
I think the thing that you said, man, where you were like, you know you're gonna have, there's gonna, like, that this is not all fun, and that there's gonna be a lot of things that you're like, I need these adversities, I need these, you know, hills to climb to appreciate these other things.
Yeah, it's boring if you don't do that too, though. Also, so
Remember
that's
when you,
another
like,
part of things? It's like,
Remember when you smoke weed like, all day? You just be high, like
shit. I'm still kind of like that.
still like that. So
I'm trying to like tone it down a little bit. I feel like I could even be a little bit more productive with myself.
just
sometimes.
because like when you don't smoke and then you get to, it's like such a rewarding feeling to
I
it.
always, if I do smoke early, I always make sure I like meditate and stretch though. Like, and I've really been trying to do that every day. I feel like that's the key to your starting your day right to me is when you wake up, go drink water right away, meditate and stretch.
Dude,
like
can
don't
we-
wait. You wake up, don't fuck around. Like get up.
Can we
if you're gonna be
repeat the first thing you said?
if you're gonna be awake, once you wake up, go drink water first.
drink
thing.
water,
That's
man.
like the
Water.
Before you get your coffee.
You don't have to go through a crazy stretch routine, but like stretch, like too, that's like that gets the water flowing through your muscles appropriately and get your mind right. You don't have to get all binaural for 10 hours, but like even just like a little bit of time, like if you do those things, it's like
Have you what about like a good scream?
scream.
Like, have you ever just fucking been like, and you just fucking
In the morning?
let out like a war cry?
Man, I should try that.
You should.
I have before. I've let out a war cry,
Bro,
but not in the morning time. That'd be
Not in the
nice.
morning time. No. I don't know, man. Like in the morning time, I'm not feeling it, but definitely.
I
like,
actually haven't really let out war cries that much, dog. Sometimes like in my music, I'll be experimental and get intense. And
bro,
shit.
I will fucking like be around the house when nobody's here, and I will just fucking like. Just like
I'm feeling
as
the power right
loud
now,
as
dude.
I fucking
feel like we
can.
should do it right
bro.
now. Fuck.
War cry warning. Turn your headphones down.
You want to do it?
You getting me amped.
It feels really good, actually.
Hit the war cry.
I'm actually feeling really chill right now. Though.
That's where I'm at too. I almost like will take my stony away.
But
maybe
when
maybe at the end.
No.
we'll work.
when you war cry though, like when you're feeling like an abundance of energy and you just fucking and you really let it go,
Dude,
bro. It's such a liberating
It's
feeling.
facts. There's this artist I absolutely love, and it's a band. They're called Cosmic Serenity, and Trill Above is the name of the main artist. It's like singer and rapper, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from Hawaii and now living in Portland, I think. But they go to Barter Fair every year, like the main one, and they do a couple other big shows. And they are like, honestly, maybe my favorite live performance I've ever seen, just because of how like vibey they get.
What, it's like reggae, you
and
said?
it's like reggae, hip hop, band stuff, and they had this session of every concert they do, and he has a song called War Cry, and at the end of the song they let people from the crowd come up on stage and give the war cry, whether they want to scream, just yell something, and they keep the beat playing. And then some people just come freestyle, and like a lot of times it's people who aren't that like good at flowing and shit, but they just got something to say, and it's like super cool. And they're like trying to say what we, how
Trying to put
powerful it
people
is
on
to-
too, and like get people like
The war cry is important, bro. You got sometimes it's what
you got to get some
do.
shit off your chest.
You just fucking do it.
I'm a big fan of the war cry, bro.
AJ the Wordsmith was with me at the Barter Fair, and I wanted to go up there and do it, and something just took. I didn't do it. Next year I'm gonna do it, but
Barter Fair.
AJ
man.
went up and did it, and he was so sick. I got goosebumps when he did it. It was like, oh my bro, and just like the shit he said was tight. Like the vibe was perfect.
Yo, everybody talks about fucking this guy.
need to go, bro.
He is a big fan.
I'm
Do you
a-
know Cosmic Serenity?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
They're super dope.
They're like
I've
one
seen
of
that
the-
war cry shit too.
Yeah. I
Super
love
Oh,
it.
cool.
really?
Yeah, super cool.
Didn't you go up there one year and do?
Uh huh.
the war cry?
I
In the
didn't do-
Sasquatch.
I didn't go up in war cry. I went up on Brother Nature's set. though,
Word,
a couple
word.
years back.
Yeah.
Was that a
Yeah.
couple years already?
Yeah. Well, so we didn't end up
The
going
Sasquatch
this
was
last
2
year,
years
but
ago,
the year
you
before. Yeah, we didn't go 2019. Just
And
couldn't
you go
swing
like
it.
every year.
Yeah, we go every year.
Yeah.
But you went to Disneyland.
I did.
I've been there like 5 or 6 years in a row now, every year, to the Barter Fairs.
Nice. I used to go. I started going when I was 16. I've only missed like 3 years total since 16.
Nice.
But yeah, we had just got back from like a big family vacation, and like I had no money in the bank. I'm like,
Yeah, I
you
feel it.
know. So we
Feel.
just skipped it. But it's fun. It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, let's wrap this shit up. I gotta take a piss again, bro. Bladder's weak.
Bro, this is the
Yeah.
third piss in one episode.
Everybody go check out StayScheming.com.
StayScheming.com.
See what's good on there.
People can find you on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Bendy _Bendy.
Yeah.
Bendy.
Come check me out the pin, March 13th.
How do you spell your shit on Instagram? Is it just Bendy?
3 underscores, Bendi 3 underscores. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm gonna start putting out some more of like, kind of like what you guys been doing, like just little free verse videos and just more like my like beats and like content on my Instagram.
More content, bro.
Yeah.
Do more content.
Yeah.
It'll be there.
Keep it authentic.
It'll be there.
You got a show with Greaves.
March 13th at the Pen.
March 13th. You got some shows that you're going to be throwing coming up.
Yeah, more
to
info
be
soon.
announced. Yeah.
Lucky U's the venue. April 15th to the 22nd are the 2 dates we're going through. It's going to be a Wednesday night basement show because they don't do the basement on the weekends. But we're going to experiment with something, see how it goes.
All right. Well,
One love.
you know what? Actually, before we get out of here, okay? We got camera life? We're good. Okay. We're going to go strains. Back and forth, okay? We're going to go back and forth, and we're just going to...
He works at the fucking weed.
I work at the weed, so there's a lot. Okay, I'm going to try to just use like generic strains. I'm not going to try to like get too crazy.
I know all the weird ones.
I don't want to hear your bullshit. Just let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's
okay,
do it. All right.
let's go back and forth. So,
I'll
you want me to
keep
start? Or
You
want
can start. You can start.
Okay, you can keep
Yeah,
checking.
that's only fair.
Good tally marker. How many we get?
3, 2, 1, go.
Durban Poison,
Monkey glue.
Granddaddy Purple,
Gorilla glue.
Purple Kush,
Cinex.
Purple Haze,
Lemon haze.
ooh, Lemon Skunk.
Afghan kush.
Oh, that's a good one. Afgoo.
Bubba gum.
Ooh, Bubba Kush.
Jack Hare.
Sour Diesel.
Sour purple diesel.
Okay, let's go. Urculon.
Royal kush.
Romulan.
Tropicana. Cookies. Tropicana cookies. As I meant to finish
I
that.
love Tropicana cookies. Tangy.
Mimosa.
Ooh, that's a good one. Clementine.
Sour skunk.
OG Kush.
Didn't I say that one, or did you say that one? You said purple kush. You said purple kush. Master kush.
Ooh, with the cushions. All right. Purple OG.
You said that one already, didn't you? Oh, it's kush.
Don't try to buy time.
5, 4, 3, 2. I'm
done.
gonna give him more time.
All right, if you want to give me more time, I could come up with another one. But, my brain's spazzing out.
You got any more?
No.
Rapid-
I got so many
Rapid
more.
fire them off.
I got so many more.
Give me as many as you
Gorilla
got.
glue number
Jeff
2, Gorilla
Ooh.
glue number 3, Gorilla glue number 4.
Does 1, 2, and 3 even? I've never even had any of those. All I've had is number 4. I would say grapefruit. I would say Chef Jeffins. I would say Candyland cookies.
Cherry soda.
Ooh, black cherry soda.
Black cherry soda.
Ooh, that's a really good one. I would say Jack the Ripper,
Cookies and cream.
Grand Hindu, Hindu Kush, Vanilla Kush. Oh, there's a lot of very good Kushes out there. Orange Peel by Western Culture. Fire.
Yeah.
I like Mimosa. I like the Mimosa drop that you
Yeah.
did. That was a good
The
one.
mimosa job was good.
All right, guys.
Dutch treat.
Ooh. Blue Dream.
What? What the fuck? How do we miss that?
Everybody knows Blue Dream.
Now you're just making shit up.
Now you're just putting 2 words together.
Star Lemon Dream. Obey Propaganda. 1989.
Candy Rain.
The Force. There used to be a strain just called What the
The
Fuck.
Force. That is a string.
I feel like, yeah.
Blue Dot Dog. I'm reading the stickers on the
Oh,
top.
all right. So stay scheming.com. You got a show with Greaves on May or March
March 13th.
13th.
Yeah. let's get this right.
March 13th.
Yes, sir.
Greaves.
Yes,
Bendy. Thank you, bro.
Yes, much love.
Appreciate you, bro.
Wiggity wiggity.
Oh, what? Ooh. All right, y'all. We out of here.
H2BH. Happy to be here.
Peace.
My
yo, I'm just happy to be here. And when you get older, life just gets, you go to work, you get up, you do your thing. Like when you're doing the same things over and over again, and when something fucking wakes you up and reminds you that you're alive, like you get blasted by a puddle at a red light.
I feel like that's you, or whatever people or things you're getting these messages from. It's you. It's like the highest version. It's the God inside of you.
It was just an experience, right? Bendi, don't be an asshole, okay?